Hello there, and thanks once again. Yesterday you were with us. We thank you as we brought you the game between Bulawayo Chiefs Amakosi Amahle, who beat the Gamecocks Chicken Inn by 2-0. And thanks once again for being with us as we stay at Emagumeni in the city of Kings and Queens, where today we witness a mother of all battles between hosts Highlanders taking on the Green Machine. It promises to be quite something. And if you're a Highlanders fan, by now you should know these lyrics. Highlander, itimu yezwe lonke, wakalomante ngwane, wakale kwaze kwasa. Yeah, you should know it. And if you're a Caps United fan, you must know these lyrics by now. Take Ishua, make Ishua. Aye, urombo, nyarara tekishua. This will be happening at Baba Fields. So make sure you get your vocal cords prepared for that. Whether you're Highlanders, whether you're Caps United, right? Okay. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika, and it's always good when you're around with us from ZBC TV Sports. And to look ahead at this very gigantic clash, let's say hello to our two experts from ZBC TV Sports. First, the man who supports Werder Bremen from the German Bundesliga. They are slowly inching themselves away from the relegation zone. We call him Uche. Let's say hello to Achifod Mundaba. Uche.
Well, always a pleasure to be here, legendary. Good afternoon to you and to Zimbabwe. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from on the global village. Match day 9 of the Zimbabwe Premier Soccer League blockbuster, Battle of the Cities, Caps visit Emagumeni today.
Wow. It's number 10, that's Highlanders, taking on number 1. That's Caps United. That's on the log standings. Right, and sitting alongside Uche is a very happy Liverpool supporter after the Reds thrashed Crystal Palace. Was it Fulham? They thrashed Crystal Palace. Yes, Crystal Palace by 3-0. Yes, I'm talking about the man from the Cop, Joseph Nkani.
Yes, indeed, CNN. You never walk alone. We always walk together. Yes, and today, of course, we are looking at a blockbuster encounter pitting a table toppers Caps United Makepe against an unbeaten Highlanders. Yes, people might also look at it from a different perspective and say Highlanders haven't been doing well, but they've been doing too many games. But the reality is Highlanders haven't lost a game. I think they're one of the 4 clubs, in the league who have not, who don't know how losing means to them. So we're looking forward. So we're looking forward to an exciting encounter this afternoon.
Right, and by the way, I didn't tell you, Boro Nezuro Takarwa Watford 5-1. Yuck! 5-1, but Tabuda for top 2, number 4, so maybe it's number 5. Maybe it's back to the playoffs. So we will see. But Nezrota Watford 5-1. Right. Yesterday we're back in the country now talking about our number 1 game of England. We are back. Let's have a look at yesterday's results. And hey, the most surprising one here, Uche and Jose, the 3-0 thrashing that was handed to FC Platinum. It was a nice stadium by Chinuchedu Simba Bora. Very, very surprising, Uche.
Yeah, very, very surprising, but I think it also brings confidence to it was a nice stadium and the Shamba faithfuls, because their team has been a bit lackadaisical. Remember, these are the 2024 champions, and they just went off their rails at lightning rapidity, and we're wondering whether it was just a flash in the pan or not. But 3-0 against a stubborn FC Platinum is a good result. Maybe it's a good omen for them. We'll wait and see the next 3-4 games, how that trajectory will shape.
And yes, while still looking at those results, and the students, yes, continuing to be what they are. The students will always be the students. They went to Ascot Stadium. They beat the Wi-Fi boys, still won by 1-0. Again, Ralph Kawandera now hitting 6 goals in the country, one ahead of Kamabiliat Kamaldinho, who hit the sole goal at Moz Ngoni Stadium after they beat their rivals Moz by 1-0. Rentals winning 1-0. And of course, Manica Diamonds doing well in a game that kicked off later. 0-0, they held Kasongo Golden Boys Hard Rock to a goalless affair. And the Clever Boys, FC Hunters, getting their first win, beating strugglers as well. Sugar Boys Triangle United by 1-0. And Jose, this must have been music to the ears of the Clever Boys head coach, Yabo Nesbet Saruchera.
Yes, Yabo Nesbet Saruchera, you know, he's one coach who knows his game. I think he has made his name in the Division 1, Northern Region Division 1 Soccer League, where he has always had an impact on where the league title eventually goes. And now, of course, he had a stuttering first few games in the league as coach of Hunters, but right now he has managed to turn the ship around, getting a good result. Hopefully it's something that is going to spur him and his team on to get even more consistent result. Because at the end of the day, I think one thing that they have at the back of their mind is to make sure they keep their status in the league. Never mind to the ambition of winning the league as it were, but I think you want to solidify your status in the Premiership and then start growing and having your impact, leaving your fingerprint in the league, and then aim for titles maybe 2-3 years later.
Yes, and talking of titles, I can tell you that the top team in the country, according to the log standings, are still CAPS United. They are top on 19 points, and they want to better that one. And of course, CAPS United, the number one is, as we take a look there, Uche.
The fans, the
fans.
electric atmosphere.
Yeah.
There at BF, you can see the sea of green and white, as well as another sea of black and white. Wait and see what will transpire, but the CNN, like you said, predicated on recent form. The CAPS United are the top dog. In the last 5 games, they've tested defeat only once, picking 3 victories, 1 draw. That's 10 points out of a possible 15. And Highlanders, though Jose was saying they are not dropping points. But look, 3 points for victory, 1 for draw. It means you've lost 2 points, if you ask me, mathematically. And if you juxtapose
Will
that,
they agree there?
look at the green army. I think
The Green Army.
Their confidence balloon is fully inflated, and like you were singing earlier on, as legendary, they have that that song, for protect sure. But again, if you look at Highlanders, also draws, testing defeat on match day 8. So they now know the sweetness of those winning bonuses. So obviously they'll need to turn the corner also when they face CAPS United. So this match is crucial for Highlanders because the fans are now believing, they are now expecting. But comes what? An enemy in the form of the Green Army, a team at the top, which is trailblazing. And Tekshua Chiragui so far has been unapologetic with his 4-3-3 and 4-4-2 formation, which he has been deploying well, depending on the opponent. So today, we wait and see whether his tactical astuteness will prevail over that of Benjani Maruwaru, who tasted victory on match day 8.
Allow me to throw one back at him, CNN. Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. While I acknowledge that a draw is 2 points dropped, you only gain 1 point. But Highlanders haven't been, they do not defeat, right? But if I were to share with you a statistic that Highlanders currently have the 15th best home form, which is not looking good, fine, accepted, because of those 15, their 15th position of home games, they've played 4, haven't won any, but they've drawn 4 home games. But look at the flip side. CAPS United on the other side, their away form, right? Their away form, they are the 12th best away placed team right now in the current league because they've played 3 away games, they've won 1, they've drawn 1, and lost 1. Away games, that is. And if you look at another twist to the case, one of the away games that CAPS United have played was actually at Rufaro Stadium against Agama. So theoretically they were the away team, but practically they are the home team in Harare. So I think it spices up the encounter this afternoon.
Yes, stats. Well, yes, Highlanders are only one of 4 teams we haven't lost so far. The other ones are, that's Highlanders 1, right? Dynamos 2, Ngezi Platinum 3, and Scotland 4. Of course, Scotland won as well. So those are the only 4 teams who haven't tested defeat yet. And Dinamo Dimbare, where Chief Justice Majavi is at Rufaro Stadium. They take on Kaoyaga Turuturu, Gwenyarecha Mempe, ZPC Kariba. Yes, Justice Majavi Chief. Watching his team. That was saying on the log, Caps are number 1, 2 are the Kasongo Golden Boys, that's Hard Rock, 3 Maviravira, now climbing up, that's Scotland, 4 Madamburo, that's Ngezi Platinum, 5 Dinamo Dimbare, the Glamour Boys, Chazunguza, 7 million, Hainangeza, they are 5th. Rentals are 6. Right. Let's now keep back and look at how the teams arrived at Emagumeni. Kepe Bora rolling in. And yes, Machimba is taking sure, making sure. Yeah. Right. That's Caps United leading. And I was saying yesterday, there was one Caps United, some Caps United supporters saying, Isuzu tinenge Pep Guardiola. Kanataenda pamsoro, atichabva ipapo. But yesterday, Pep akambobiswa ne Arsenal. But Uche, the green machine on top.
Yeah, you can see the team is oozing in confidence. And I saw Magalani there, Echamboko was also there. Then the defensive duo of Gurende as well as Chiguida were also part of the proceedings. Also singing there was Achiro, not forgetting Ishmael Wadi. But in terms of Arsenal legendary, Caps United are balanced on all fronts. Defensive, midfield, and the offensive part. Wadi and Benura up front there. There are 2 tormentors in chief. Wait and see how Highlanders will deploy their defense to contain those forward. But in terms of talent right now, player for player, position for position, Caps United have got the ingredients to take it to the table. Remember on match day 1, when you asked me about Caps United, I told you, legendary, to say this team will go far. And so far, they've proven that. But the beauty of football is that teams are also busy studying them. So right now, from match day 9, match day 10, teams will also be implementing strategies to counter what they've seen you doing. So Highlanders today, wait and see how they will deploy their defensive mechanism up against Caps United.
And of course, the men to watch from Iboso will be the men they call smaller. That's Mongameli Chuma. He is currently on a rich vein of form. And these 2 teams met in the league twice last year. In the first game at Barberfields, Highlanders won 1-0. In the reverse fixture at in Kumpiles at Rufaro, Caps United triumphed 1-0. So evenly balanced from last year. And I can tell you, if you're not, as we are seeing just the warm-ups there at Emagumeni, full house there. And I can tell you that Caps United have won the league title 7 times. And no, Highlanders rather, let me start with the home team. Highlanders have won the league title 7 times. Caps have won 5 times. And yes, the green machine there. And Jose, they will be oozing, like Uche said, oozing with confidence.
Yes, they will be, and they have every reason to. Look, Caps United are sitting at the apex of the log, and they are currently on fire. They are doing well. Of course, save for the defeat that they suffered at the hands of Ngezi away in Mondoro. But otherwise, Caps United is a solid outfit, and I think Coach Tekshua Chiragui has come in there, has instilled a winning mentality within the team, and they have every reason to go into Emagumeni this afternoon expecting to get something. But on the flip side, if you look at Highlanders as well, I think the hard-fought 3-1 win over Chicken Inn, their neighbours in their previous game, having gone to the halftime break, trailing by 1-0. For me, I think Coach Bendanyo Marwaru, for me, I think will believe in his charges and also believe that maybe they've turned the ship around at Highlanders.
Yes, let's see what Benjani Marwari thinks there. Well, they were saying most Highlanders supporters say, right, okay, we are now transporting you into the coach's minds. First, we talked to the Undertaker, Benjani Marwari, and then we talked to Deco, Tekshua Chiragui. First, take a listen to the Undertaker.
We know Caps United is a very big team. The fact that they haven't won 11 years here is nothing, because every game is new. Today we're going to play another 90 minutes. I guess the best team who will perform well, who will do everything right, will manage to get the points. I think everyone is fit, and when it's like that, it's a bitter problem for the coach. You know, I have a good headache. All my players, they're fit, and we thank God for that. Let's hope the one that I've chosen today, they'll perform.
First, I want to thank God for the opportunity to be here. And I think we don't have so many injuries, only for Devson Maroa. I think the rest of the squad are okay now to make sure we have got a healthy selection to represent the club today. Football is football, and what is important in football is to make sure that you use the current form that we have. And yes, history, sometimes we play football, but there's also time to break the history. If you want to make history, you also need to break or to make your own history. I think this is the day for the guys to make sure they also have a very good momentum since we started the season, and we hope today it's going to be our day. Like I always said, we always pray for our team to win. We come all the way from Harare to Bulawayo to make sure we can give a very good competition, so that if we want to be the winners, we have to be count of ourselves in terms of how we're going to perform today.
Right, Caps United have not won at Barberfield Stadium for 11 years. Can that jinx be broken? Right, I'll tell you what, let me just quickly get the score lines, the results, the predictions quickly before. Uche?
Tough one. 2-1 to Highlanders.
2-1 to Highlanders. Jose?
Yeah, I think he read my mind. I think Highlanders are going to give their bus driver a birthday present today. Yeah, that's Mboma Nkoma, who's celebrating his birthday. 2-1 Highlanders.
2-1. So I'm gonna have to go. The Green Machine 2-1. Right, okay. We're going to Valentine Vava Mabugu just to get a feel of what's happening.
It's a very good day and a hearty welcome to Barberfield Stadium. Emma Kumeni, if you like, at the home of Highlanders. And today, match day 9 of the Casalaga Premier Soccer League delivers that is the battle of the cities, as it features the Highlanders versus Caps United in what promises to be a real encounter, sound and blood encounter. And the expectant crowd is here. The fans have come in their thousands to enjoy this great encounter. And it has to be remembered that Caps United haven't won here at Barberfield Stadium since 2015. They haven't managed to beat Caps United. Can they get the monkey off their back today? They sit at the top of the log as the front runners this season. And can they continue with their rich vein of form? Highlanders got their first maximum points as they beat City rivals that is chicken in by 3-1. And looks like finally it's coming good for Penjani. The goals are finally coming for him. Can that form continue, or it was just temporary? That's the big question. As for Caps United themselves, they look forward to maintaining their winning streak and maintain their position at the apex. Well, to hear more and analysis of a bit further, we got Charles CNN, the legendary Mabika, holding forth at the studio together with Ashford Mundawa and that is John Kani. Let's take it to the studio for that analysis as we build up to the battle of the cities. To just go around the streets of Makokova as well as Barberfield to get to hear the expectation of today's encounter between Highlanders and Caps United. Looking forward. Good job. Injani team isiya wina phela lapha ku straight namhla igame namhla ibona injani?
Hayi game namhla vele 2-0 siyawina 2-0.
Lewina 2-0. Lapha ayiphumi Caps la.
Hayi vele akaziphume la.
Yagcina ngo 2015.
Vele ayiphumi.
Ora bathi ngize badaleni bathi umbona njalo umdlalo namuhla lina ngiyakwazi ukuthi history yenu ilusela kudala la kathi esidlala labafana abancane selibabona libona injani team lapha?
Hayi mbona team yamntambona sibini.
Right. There was the build-up of coming from Emma Gumeni, from Vava, Valentine Mabugu. And yes, that statistic being stressed, we talked about it here. Benjani said it, and Vava has just said it. Makepe Kepe.
Penjani simteam, team. Asila nkinga la. Right. Asila nkinga. Nasifuna ama results. Kuphela.
Nasi tikuwina, tikubreaka record nasi.
That jinx is going to be broken today.
Adangoirwa chete ni 1-0 chete.
Highlanders celebrates its 100 years today, and the pop and fun is already happening right here at Barbourfield Stadium as the team that celebrates 100 years. But can they keep that with 3 points against Caps United? That will do a whole lot good for Highlanders, who started off with 7 draws and won their first set of 3 points in match day 8. Match day 9 presents an opportunity for them to get more points right here against the log leaders, Caps United, this afternoon. Well, without much further ado, I'm sure our commentators are almost ready to take us through and give us some of the stats, the expectation, the teams. We've heard from the coaches, we've heard from the fans, and they are all buoyant and excited and confident about how their team is going to be played. But it is the 90 minutes from here that is going to determine who's going to be carrying home 3 points. Will it be Ezimnyama Ngenkani, Highlanders, or Makepe Kepe? Well, without much further ado, let's take it to the commentators as they give us their prognosis and how they're going to be setting up the team and how the teams are looking like this afternoon.
A tale of two teams which share great history in Zimbabwean football history gets once again to be told this afternoon at Barbourfield for the classic Super Sunday, the biggest game of the weekend, match day number 9. Highlanders hosting Caps United. We are looking at a game that so many people have anticipated, and it's up to these players, the fans that have gathered here. The ambience has already come up in its fiery atmosphere to just give us something to talk about. And now, Marks, we wait for the players to come out of the dugout, but it's promising to be one of the biggest games of the first half of the season. Highlanders taking on Caps United.
Almost holding our breath and eye for the start of this one. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, and the sun is out. Yesterday it was a little bit cold and there was cloud cover, but today the sun is out and it's a brilliant weather for some very good football as well. What a huge game in terms of the season. Two teams, exactly like you said, with contrasting fortunes. One sitting fifth and the other sitting 10th as well. 9 points separating those two teams on the log table. And Highlanders hosting Caps United today. I think the fans have definitely showed up and the grandstands are filling up. Caps United fans, on the other hand, as you can just see on the screen, ready for the game. I think it's going to be a good one tonight, and we just can't wait for the beginning of this one.
Well, the stage is set here at Barbourfield, at the heart of Emagumeni. You see the Caps United fans traveling all the way from Harare and some across Zimbabwe to just be part of this big spectacle in the Kasolaga Premier League. We are looking into two teams, one who hasn't lost a single game so far, and another one that's topping the log table, and it's going to be a clash that we are going to be talking about. So much history has been shared between these two teams, and also putting into focus 100 years since the club came into inception. They are celebrating here 100 years of excellence, and we had some of their technical staff. We're talking to Mkoleli Dube, talking about how they want to make this year a memorable one, and it's all about the history where this great club came from. And this season, this year, could be the year they finally go back to their winning ways.
Wow, it's 100 years tonight, as you're just mentioning, there has been a lot of achievements along the way, as well as some difficult years for Highlanders. And with this anniversary, I think they really want to have a better season like they didn't have last time around in the previous season, finishing 11th on the log table. It hasn't been a very good start, but they've not yet lost a game. And after that win against Sickening, I think that will just give them the confidence to celebrate their anniversary with a better position finishing this season as well. And these huge games matter as they work towards that.
So now the players have come out of the dugout, accompanied by the match officials for the game this afternoon. Highlanders from the left side of your screen in the black and white, and Caps United in the traditional green and white, and we shall stand for the national anthem. For what is going to be an exciting match day 9. Good afternoon, fans of football across the world, fans of football in Zimbabwe, fans of football of the Kasalaga Premier League, and fans of this magnificent derby. My name is Tendai Sbanda, and besides me,
Do you remember back in the day?
Fourth official commissioner, the match commissioner is Marangi. Now Highlanders at the centre circle, bundling up and rattling up, looking for divine intervention, as Caps United would definitely want to get a team photo. It's all about who gets the better edge this afternoon. Not so much has changed from the two teams. Caps United last having played on the 19th of April against Still One, where Benura was the sole goal scorer in that encounter, scoring in the 38th minute of that game. And Highlanders coming in after having played a derby against Chicken Inn, where they found their first win of the season. Isaac Ngoma, Prince Ndlovu coming in the second half, and Monga Melichuma, the man where a lot of fans here in black and white and everyone who's watching across the world would want to watch. Now Highlanders being led by Benjani Wariwari, the man they dubbed the Undertaker in his playing days. they bundle up in a circle and they will look for divine intervention. And that, Maxwell, is what will set match day number 9 in a blaze.
Well, a good afternoon to you, Tendai, as well as the viewers at home, wherever you're watching us from.
So now start off with the home team, looking into who starts and who's been selected by Benjani Mwariwari. Only 2 changes from the side that faced Chicken Inn. Shelton Moyo and Shepard Mhlanga have been replaced. Aaron Gwenya keeps his place between the sticks. No more Chinyere, Tawanda Shenje and Andrew Mbeba making that back for Rain Sampavari. The exciting Mongameli Chuma, Kuda Kwashe Mahachi, Nevara Ushi, and Isaac Ngoma part of that start. And the visiting team, we're looking into Wallace Magalani, who keeps his place between the sticks. Brian Kadamanja, Nyasha Gurende, and Kudzai Chikwida. Talent Shamboko will make that back for. Obreu Chirinda comes back after missing out on match day number 8. Richard Achiro, the captain, will be marshalling the matters in midfield. Ishmael Wadi, Takunda Benura, the goal scorer, will retain their spots in midfield. And Chawananga Kawonga to make that 11. Maxwell, we are almost underway. And that's the match official, Brighton Chimene. Vast experience, especially with games of this magnitude.
Yeah, it's a very huge game. And he does have a lot of experience, Brighton Chimene. And you would want to keep this game as clean as possible. We really wouldn't want to see many of those yellow cards flying away. And we do have the Highlanders, Ibo Sofars, now making their signature sign before the game begins. I think there's a lot of hope for us today that the Highlanders can continue and also get the 3 points today after that win against Chicken Inn.
So we are almost underway. Caps United will start off with the ball at the center. Attacking from the left side of your screen. Going to the right, and Islanders, the team in black and white. And Brighton Chimene takes us underway for the biggest game so far of match day number 9. So much expectation coming in for Benjani Mwariwari and Islanders after picking up 3 crucial points plus 3 crucial goals at a midweek fixture against Tonderai Ndiraya's Chicken Inn. Now there's obviously some confidence. After the game you could see the Islanders players singing, "Do not worry, Benji, it's only going to get better." And is this the game that will prove that only success is what they strive for?
Well, it hasn't been a bad start for them. I just think it was the wins which were not coming. And after getting those 3 points against Chicken Inn.
Now Obro Chirinda being played through. Almost a chance, but Andrew Beba comes in clutch. And almost looks like there's a player that has gone down in the first minute of the game. The quick give and go between Obreu Chirinda and Chawanga Kawonga on the left side. Almost gave room for him to attack goal in the first initial moments, but good defending altogether.
Oh, just as I was praising Highlanders tonight for a good start to the season with those draws, Caps United almost in there with the chance. And I think there was an injury there. I don't think there was anything intentional stepping on him. And Caps United clearly showing their intent as early in the game. But the Highlanders, all the same, you know, it was those wins which were not coming. And after that win against Chicken Inn, I think they've broken that, no wins run. And they'll be looking to the likes of Isengum, the Zambian, that they signed recently, to be giving them those goals. And also the likes of Mongameli Chuma, who has a lot of expectation and people trusting him and giving him that goal to say he can lead the Highlanders to the success that they are wishing for. It's going to be difficult this season as well, because most of those top teams are actually in very good form. Caps United as a surprise. Scotland still wanting to defend their title. I think it's not going to be easy for Islanders.
So no motion yet, the player that had gone down after that last attempt of an attack from Caps United, but he's back up on his feet. Now Caps United trying to get forward quickly. So Magalani, the picture of Benjani Mwariwari, the head coach for Highlanders, the man who once played in England for Manchester City, And who can forget that derby brace against Manchester United?
Brilliant player in his days, Benjani. And also has some ties definitely to Highlanders after playing for their juniors in his early development. And I think a lot of weight on his shoulders with this Highlanders team. A very good team, Tendai. So many good players in this team. It's just about getting a run in, making sure that you get 2-3 wins in a row, and you're definitely going to be competing as they celebrate their anniversary. I think it is those wins that will make the fans feel better. But the support has been brilliant. The stands are filled. They've always supported their team well, whether it's playing home or away.
For Baba Fields to witness one of the biggest games in Zimbabwe. And of course, it's the first few moments of the game, and you would definitely be looking forward to who gets to dominate possession first. And any team that gets to dominate the midfield will probably have a better chunk and a better possibility of then controlling proceedings. Now Caps United are playing on the left side. Ishmael Wadi as Obreo Chirinda in. Tried to go at it alone, tried to dink the goalkeeper, but Aaron Gwenya was up to the task. Now Highlanders defending, could be a corner kick. But Brighton Chimene doesn't see it as a ball that has gone out of play.
Oh, there was a chance there for Ismail Wadi to put one in. I think the two players were waiting for that cut across, and he decided almost to chip the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper doing brilliant there to stop Wadi. I think it's going to be a menace Wadi on that left flank. Highlanders definitely have to keep an eye on him. That was a chance for an early goal for Caps United, who have been brilliant from the get-go.
An animated Benjani Wariwari already worried about what the type of threat Jack Shuachiragui and his men can pose this afternoon. And that's the way to end. So now the Islanders will restart play. Tawanda Shenje, a part of that defensive setup. No more Chinyerere will draw it forward. Reinsam Pavari, the man who has been instrumental so far in that midfield for Highlanders, almost existent in the number of games they've played. Sometimes you see Shepard and Mfanga also coming in and they form a very good pivot, but today he's going to be alone. I believe a lot of players are going to be playing and darting forward, and that is the technical bench. Mongameli Chuma taking his time. Chuma. Now Prince Ndlovu to Chuma again. Chuma is a player that is darting in, but the defense is quite heavy and the ball has gone out of play.
Wow, he does it so easily, Chuma. And almost like he's doing nothing, and he look one side and you see him just skipping away from his markers. What a brilliant player that Highlanders have, and Chuma with his shirt tucked in.
So now Highlanders playing in their final third, but Caps United now initiate a counter. Now Benura will be looking for Kaonga on the right side. Another crossfield pass to Ishmael Wadi. Ishmael Wadi with the flair bringing down off the ball. Now cutting inside. And it's just been stopped on his tracks there by Tawanda Shenje before causing any sorts of mayhem for that Islanders defense.
Wow, you would think it's too early for Wadi to be giving us that play. A good takedown from Wadi, cutting across, just trying to whip it in, and unfortunately couldn't get the contact that he would have loved there. I think it's all about the finishing for Wadi and some of the decisions in terms when he has position at the edge of the box. Very good runs that he makes, and you really want to capitalize on those good runs and probably create a chance for your team.
So Islanders, the line of attack will be led by Isaac Ngoma, who scored the second against Chicken Inn after Mongameli Chuma had scored just 4 minutes from the halftime break. He scored in the 49th minute, and he set what was a very good comeback. All the 3 goal scorers have started this afternoon for Benjani Wariwari. They're looking into Prince Ndlovu, who recently celebrated 50 appearances about a fortnight ago and is entrusted to start in this big game.
Yeah, I think Ngoma just gelling well with his teammates. Remember, he was delayed at the start because of his work permit, but now finally against Chicken scoring the goals that Penjani has been looking for.
Now across into the box, not so much of danger coming from it. Nakaonga will find Ishmawadi, the man who has 2 goals so far this season. He is a crowd pleaser. But this will be a very hostile place to try to do that in regards to how many fans in black and white will try to make it difficult for him, especially where he's operating that Mpakweri stand, the most and the biggest and the widest stand so far from where we are sitting, Maxwell.
Yeah, you really don't want to get on their nerves. Those fans that will definitely make life difficult for you. And Caps United coming here, sitting first, they would have all the confidence to be able to play their normal game, which is what they've been trying to do. And it looks like that will be what they'll be doing for the rest of the afternoon.
Richard Achiro, the captain, showing applauses for the green fans, the Caps United faithfuls that have traveled all the way from Harare and all parts of Zimbabwe to come and witness this big game. Udakwasha Chubida sending it forward. And they will recycle play, trying to just try to make sure that they don't rush things here at Caps United. Now Chuma losing possession to Kadamanja.
Yeah, there's been a balanced start. I think Highlanders would know that Caps United will definitely be on their back, and they've just kept themselves composed as they've done for the rest of those games that they've already played. They've probably been the best defensively, Highlanders. Now it's all about that transition. When you have that defensive balance, as we see one fan almost hanging on dangerously on top of that advertising board, the Highlanders fans always coming in their numbers.
Now ball was sent into the box, almost losing it. Aaron Wenya, but a chance for Caps United. Hits the crossbar. Almost an opportunity for the away team to get an opener in the first 10 minutes of the game. Quite unfortunate.
Oh, drama there. I think the goalkeeper almost had it collected, and then it spilled when he landed. And there was a chance there for Caps United, hitting the crossbar. We can just see it on the replay there. Good strike, almost dipping into the goal, unfortunately missing by millimeters. And that could have been the early goal for Caps United. Highlanders a little bit stricken in defense.
Jaliwa almost close to opening up the deadlock at Papa Fields this afternoon. The man who recently has found favor in the eyes of Tekshua Chiragwi coming in for Tanaka Shandirwa, who started the better part of the season and has been a surprise omission in the last couple of games. But Tekshua Chiragwi always talks about how many good players and quality players Caps United have. So you say some are just not being given the minutes in regards to managing minutes and also giving others a chance. Now Jaliwa trying to play it forward with his Obreo Chirinda. Kudakwashe Maachi for Highlanders. No more Nyerere. Caps United not pressing really high, maybe allowing Highlanders to draw forward and then pounce on them maybe when they make a mistake. So Highlanders through, and Drubeba to take Mongameli Chuma. Probably the open player asking for it. Now Chuma, the man who likes the ball at his feet, and he's gone down after that challenge by Ismail Wadi.
Yep. I think Wadi stepping on his toes there, almost on his ankles. Mungameli Chuma trying to do one of his traditional turns again. Just there. I think just enough for Chuma to go down. I think he's going to be one of the most important players for Highlanders. I just think they don't have to put too much pressure on him and too much expectations. And that's why you definitely need the balance in the team. You want to have other players that you can rely on and make sure that the young player does not play under too much pressure. Because if you ask any Highlanders fans, it has been about Chuma all along. But now with the coming in of the likes of Isaac Ngoma, I think that will definitely relieve some pressure on him. And also the likes of Reason Sibanda, who is not probably playing today.
So the set-piece specialist, Andrew Weber, will deliver this one, but doesn't bit the wall. A poor attempt, a free kick. And Richard Achiro, the captain, who never puts a foot wrong, this time miscues his kick. Instead of sending it forward, it goes into touch.
Yeah, Highlanders just trying to get their feet into this game. I think Caps United definitely started on top. Now Highlanders stringing a few passes together now. And just trying to get those passes forward neatly. And with a little bit calm approach, Highlanders.
Now Mbeba will try to come inside. And it's found Isaac Ngoma, who takes the first shot for Highlanders. But it's tame. But good going forward altogether for Highlanders through that round from Andrew Mbeba.
Yeah, there are fans who applaud that. I think first shot on target for them, even though it was a little bit tame. But things just starting to happen for Highlanders now.
Now playing back to Aaron Gwenya. They're just taking things slowly, Highlanders, not trying to rush anything. They do understand how Caps United are good on the counter. Isaac Ngoma rather lacking behind Gurenje, which is seems to have some sort of an altercation with him, maybe a competitive one. Nothing malice in it. Obro Chirinda. Could be a hand that is being penalized for.
Yeah, Isaac Ngoma, the Zambian, getting a feel of what Zimbabwean football is like. You always want to see your striker not just being there and making sure that his presence is being felt. You want a striker that can hustle out those goals for you when the game is tight. I think that's the praise that Benjani has been given in terms of making sure that his team doesn't rush things. We saw it in that nil-nil draw against Scotland. I think they really started to make some opportunities come their way with their slow approach.
So both teams haven't been trying to play through the midfield. It's just long balls from the defensive area into the final third. Maybe Benjani Warari avoiding that midfield, trying to escape the midfield brilliance of Richard Achiro and Jaliwa. But also he has equally good midfielders in the likes of Prince Lovu and Reisam Favari. Now Wadi will check on Beba. Wadi, a throw in for Caps United. It's almost good to see the resurgence of these big teams. We talk about Caps United, who after match day 8 last season won position number 15. It wasn't a good season altogether for them. And now you see them, it's almost a new look of Caps United, who currently are on position number 1 with 19 points.
Yeah, it has been a resurgence for Caps United, almost winning half of the games that they won last season by now, and still sitting on top. It's going to be a challenge for Chek Chiragi if he's going to do what he did with Ngezi in 2023. A new look outfit, but he's managed to gel together these players. The combinations are right and the team spirit is high. It's a very good opportunity for Caps United here. And they should be stretching their lead on top of that log table.
if they continue on this good run.
Defensively, Highlanders have been so solid, only conceding 4 times in 8 games. The first times they conceded was in the opening fixture in a Blaai debut against Blaai Chiefs, and it has been goalless draws. And then there was a 2-2 draw at Uvaro Stadium against Dynamos, a high-octane game where Mongameli Chuma really announced himself into the Kasolaga Premier League together with Neva Raushi. The two were goal scorers on that day. And then the recent time that we saw Aaron Gwenya having the ball into his back net was against Chicken Inn, where they conceded in the 8th minute. But defensively, they've been quite good and quite solid.
Yeah, brilliant setup. I think they're quite balanced from the back going forward as well. And after seeing that 2-0 draw with Dynamos, I would have thought that the goals would continue to come. I think they've been overall the best team in terms of the balance altogether. But we all know that you want to be converting those single points into 3 points. And with that single win against Chicken Inn, their fortunes look like they'll be changing now, sitting 10th on the log table. Only 9 points behind Caps United.
Or if you were to guess, you would probably think that the defensive approach is what Benjamin Marwari is asking for his team. It's just the profligacy in front of goal that's just been a problem. But they do want to score, and they do believe that when they start scoring, they might as well start moving towards the big teams on the log table. I mean, the pressure is on them. Caps United is doing well, Dynamos is doing well, so the traditional 3 really wants to reinstate themselves in Zimbabwean football once again.
Yeah, as Highlanders, you don't want to be left behind when some of the top teams are competing well. We usually say it's too early in the season, but almost getting to match day 10 and 9, I think it's high time you want to be seeing those good results coming more consistently. And now with the likes of Ice and Goma coming into the fold, I think you'll be quite crucial and very key in getting decent goals and a decent run for Highlanders.
So far, that has been spotted by Brighton Chimene. That will go in favor of Caps United. I believe Caps United dread coming to Barberfields here in Magumeni. They haven't been fortunate enough to get as many wins as they've wanted to, with their last recorded win coming in 2015 and almost 2 wins in the last 20 years or so. It's been difficult for them, and Highlanders have had an edge. It's been a fortress, and also coming against a side that has been defensively good. Caps United would have to do a lot of defensive breaking to get a result here.
Yeah, that's the thing about Barberfields. You have to play well if you are to get anything from here. It doesn't matter whether Highlanders are winning somewhere else or not. When they are playing at home, they definitely make it a fortress, like you're saying today. And also the support, I think, plays a huge role in motivating the players, the 12th men, as many football fans would say.
Nakudagwase Maachi, a very good player who's now seems to be deployed, now concedes possession. Obra Chirinda played through. Now Chirinda has no more Chinyerere to beat. Chirinda, and no more Chinyerere forces him to make the last touch, and it's goal kick.
Yeah, I think that was a good call. I think it deflected back on him to go for a goal. Trying to beat him, and just when he wanted to put the cross in on that rebound, I think that is a good decision from the referee. Well, Caps have been very good on the flanks, especially that left flank where Ismawadi is operating from. Very good precise passing, almost leading to them penetrating Highlanders.
Now Chiro trying to put Ishmael Wadi through. Now good turning from Shenje. But it's always been about the defensive acumen between these two teams. The Highlanders fans filling up that area, and the boy has gone into it almost wanting to keep it, or wanting to have a feel of it. And one says, why are you not allowing the ball to go back? We have a game to watch.
Not taking their time, those fans.
a very good atmosphere. And, they always have these big games filled up. And I think if we have this consistency in terms of the attendance of all games, it will be lovely to see.
So now, Richard Achiro. Wadi with an no-look pass. Not the best pass from Kadamanja. Yeah, closest to it, Tekshua Chiragui is. And I know he's going to be getting a stand talking to that misplaced pass that was just going towards Kaonga. Now Achiro marshalling in that midfield, trying to play it behind no motion area. Obro Chirinda. And it has gone out of play. But did you have just to be worried about those defense splitting passes that are going to be looking for Obro Chirinda? And they know if they keep on playing this, they might find fortune.
Yeah, just unlucky they Chirinda that time and doing very good work trying to get to that ball. I think those are the things that Highlanders should be on the lookout for.
Now Achiro playing to Chirinda. Achiro being put through, but just looking for that penalty. Not gifted with the pace. Kurakwasha Archie came in fast, closing down on him. And you would have thought maybe Obro Chirinda was going to keep hold of the ball, feint a move and just head it to the back of the net.
No, just too much on that pass trying to find Achiro. I think a very good run from Achiro with that first pass. Just too much on the pass and it beats Achiro on the bounce. I think if there was a better pass there, Achiro could have been in. Maachi coming in, fluttering into Achiro there. Both players good to continue. First time seeing Achiro moving forward now, as it sometimes does. Very good player for Caps United.
Richard Achiro, the man who likes to play and operate behind the center line. He is the commander-in-chief, not only in captaincy, but also in how he likes to orchestrate play for Caps United. Is the defensive bloke. And you'd have thought that maybe because of how physical this game is going to be, they was going to be picking out a pivot of him and Tanaka Shandirwa. Now Jaliwa, Kaonga trying to turn Kudakwasha Maachi. A forward turned into a defender, into a wing back. He seems to be finding it easy to play in that position. Growing into it, started the first games of the season not being trusted to start, but now he's more of a trusted general for Benjani Mwerwari. Doesn't look like Richard Achiro is okay.
No, concerning side there for Caps United. You don't want to be losing your captain, especially so early into the game. Only 25 minutes played. I think he was limping after that injury. Probably just that pain on those toes, which eventually would definitely go away.
So hopefully that magic spray will do the magic to get Achiro back up on his feet. Ian Bakala, the man who for some time was the manager up until Tekshua Chiragui came and was announced as the permanent manager, together in conversation with Kudzai Chugwida. The two were quite successful in Ngezi Platinum. And when Tekshua Chiragui made the move to Caps United, he took with him as well Kudzai Chugwida.
Yeah, a title-winning team. You want to pick up one or two players to go with you and start a new campaign. Brilliant start anyway to the 2026 season for Caps United. And then Tekshua Chugwida has been very good, just telling his players to come eat down as well as the fans, as expectations are already high for the title to be grabbed by the Green Machine. Still very early in the season and there's still a lot more hard work to be done.
Mongameli Chuma finding Prince Ndlovu on the far side. Now operating in the middle, Highlanders. And it's too much for Prince Ndlovu. So 27 minutes have gone by so far. No clear-cut chances have been created. And I don't think the fans that are watching all over the world and here at Baba Foods would want to see a draw. It's been a very low-scoring fixture, this one, between these two teams, Highlanders and Caps United. And just looking into how much they've drawn in recent years. From the 25th of May 2017 in November, both teams went on 4 consecutive draws. Now up until the 7th of April 2019. And of all the 4 draws, only 1 fixture had goals, and the rest were goalless draws.
Yep, not so many goals in it. Always, because usually it's a high-profile game, but you do have Caps United. You've been getting those goals, and they've been very creative this season. And the Highlanders, who are well known for their draws this time around, and you're probably thinking that this one will be also being added to those draws.
Nakalamanja, two-man marking man, they force him to play the ball out for a goal kick. Well, Caps United do understand how difficult it is to play here, having won 1 game so far in as much as 22 attempts since 2002. Kaonga. Now is Obro Chirinda asking for it, decides to take it up. Not the best option. Good from Kunakwashe Mahachi. And Kaonga just coming in strongly. They could be getting a booking, but could he be making a meal out of it? It looks like Brighton Chimene has picked up a yellow card.
Well, Chimene with the yellow already out. I think Kaonga won't be escaping this one. And Kunakwashe Mahachi looks like he's in some pain. I think he got some stepping on his left foot there. Just the good control from Mahachi, and nasty one there from Kaonga. It really didn't look like it was intentional, but definitely force on that. It could be quite a dangerous one. And usually you see those actually making players go off the pitch. Quite deserving of a yellow there, Kaonga.
Brighton Chimene, one of the most experienced match officials in Zimbabwe, has been part of the biggest games in Africa. Remember, in the just ended AFCON 2025, he was part of the video assistance referee. So he does bring a lot of experience. And sometimes when you see him brandishing a yellow card, you know that it's well deserved.
Yeah, Kaonga just laid there on Mahachi. Good to see Mahachi. Good to continue. And just a yellow. These games do get feisty, and you remember those previous games as well. But Brighton Chimene, one of the most experienced referees, probably will be able to keep this one under control.
In terms of passing, Caps United probably look like they've been the better of the 2 teams. Now Benura also going down, but will Chimene issue out a yellow card? This time he says no. So 31 minutes have gone, and that's the earlier challenge on Benura. But it seems to be one that doesn't prompt Brighton Chimene to issue out a yellow card, as we saw with Kaonga. It still stands. And another foul. And Darlington Mkuli is protesting Highlanders' innocence in regards to that earlier challenge. It seems like the initial play has been disturbed, the natural flow of the game, with this high occurring force. Tawanda Shenji just coming in from behind on Ishmael Wadi. And now they do have a free kick in what could be a dangerous position.
Yeah, the table just distorted a little bit. I think we had a brilliant start with both teams on the attack, especially Caps United. Now it's been a tough long balls seeking and seeking from Caps United. Still, I think they're just a little on top now, with a very good opportunity here to put one in the box, and let's see what they can get out of this.
So Kaonga for the delivery. The number 10 for Caps United. Almost an equal number of defenders and attackers in the box. Kaonga goes at it directly. And Aaron Ngwenya holds it. An attempt from a very, very long distance from Kaonga, just trying to beat Aaron Ngwenya on the near post.
Yeah, I tell you, Ngwenya would be telling him that he would never beat him on that near post.
Wow, Kaonga coming in and taking the ball from Andrew Beba. And now that's a foul that would definitely get a booking. Not the best crunching tackle from Tawanda Shenje there on Kaonga. So now the man who got a yellow card earlier is now on the receiving end of that crunching tackle after he came in hastily on Kuda Maachi.
Yeah, Tawanda Shenje, they left in a difficult position after position was lost. And another chance here for Caps United to finally deliver the ball in the box. I was just about to say that Kaonga, with their previous delivery, he had so many lining up in the box, and he decided to go straight and go. But a free kick in almost a similar position, and you get another chance to make a different choice, I would think.
Now Kaonga across into the box. Almost! Caps United! Sensational from the Sappies. Kudzai Chikwida on the far post, alone with no one. He breaks the deadlock right there at the Soweto end to keep the Highlanders fans quiet.
Now, brilliant delivery now, this time around from Kaonga. We're just mentioning how he should have been delivering it into the box. And a very good flighted ball, betting all the markers and the wall all the way to Chikwida, who has been standing alone on that bottom right side. And a very good clinical finish for him, beating the goalkeeper and giving Caps United the lead. What a very good set piece from Caps United. Chikwida there, very tall lad, and just stroking it with his right foot. A very good technical finish from him. And he runs away to celebrate to give the game machine the first goal of the game. Brilliant.
Kudzai Chikwida unmarked on that far post. Had the easiest job to do, almost with a striker's finish. Left eye to just stuck it in with his right foot, beating Aaron Ngwenya. I thought Islanders could have done better defensively, but they have been hazardous and porous in that back line, conceding fouls. But what a goal from Kudzai Chikwida. Caps United 1, Islanders trail here at home at match day number 9.
Yeah, now in a similar position, Highlanders to the game that they played against Sikening. They went a goal down, but it was a very good response from them that time around, as we just see that replay there. Well flighted ball and a very good finish. And it's always difficult to keep it down from that end. And Aaron Ngwenya almost lost in no man's land there, as that ball hitting the left post in the bottom side left net. And Chikwida finding himself in a lot of space and just being able to stroke it home to give Caps United the lead.
Well, when that set piece was about to be taken, I saw Rain Sampawari just instructing some of his teammates to cover the big post. And it's strange that no one picked Kudzai Chikwida alone as he was making the run into the boats. Good awareness from the defender. Now Kaonga has been brought down again. Islanders needs to be very careful with the amount of fouls they're conceding in this final third, which is their defensive third.
Oh, dangerous position again for Islanders to be defending now, almost similar to the one which led to the opening goal. And Caps United have been pushing forward, and these fouls have been coming quite in much numbers now. And now Highlanders fans throwing cans at Caps United fans, and this is exactly what we don't want to be seeing. You're just gonna go down. Why not rather support your team and focus on getting back into the game? Too early to be seeing this things tonight. Quite disappointing.
Well, there's still a second half to be played. If probably Caps United scored in the first half, Highlanders would have to pick themselves up and look for a befitting response. If anything, you don't want to be getting into the disciplinary committee's attention in regards of how then you handle the match, the biggest one so far. Yeah, now another cross into the box, but defended well. Now Kadamanja. Cross. Now Wadi just cushioning it. There was no let run from any Caps United player. Now Isaac Ngoma, who has been pretty neutralized this afternoon.
Well, in all fairness, if anything, it is Highlanders who have to just pick themselves up and get back into the game. The match officiating has been good, and the referee has been wonderful so far. You wonder why those fans would quickly want to turn into that rowdy behavior so early into the game. Doesn't mean that your team doesn't have to go down. I mean, it's football at the end of the day. That's the nature of the game. And they did it brilliantly against Tickenin after going and go down, and they ended winning that game by 3-1.
Well, last season, in the 2025 season, at this point in time, Highlanders had just beat Pikita Mineros by 1-0. Now another game being played elsewhere in the capital, that is in Harare. Dynamos and ZPC Kariba still 0-0. No goals have been scored as of yet. Now Mengameli Chuma dropping a little bit deeper, hasn't seen much of the ball and would pretty much want to be part of the action. And in the last few moments, Highlanders has resorted to defending, and that's not Mongameli's Chuma areas of expertise.
Yeah, just trying to regather themselves now, Highlanders, and try to break the lines of Caps United, who have been brilliant so far, utilizing those set pieces and actually getting the opener.
Highlanders playing from the flanks now. Prince Lovu. A very brilliant forward and a midfielder, Prince Lovu. Would also want to get his name on the score sheet. Maachi. Back to Shinyerere. So 5 minutes left of normal regulation time. This first half, almost slowly getting to the close. But Caps United will be the happiest of the two teams. Now Prince Lovu. And a shot from a long distance. But it ends up being just an ambitious one. If you see players taking shots from those distances, sometimes shows you how difficult it is to penetrate the defense. Darlington Mkuli, the captain, with that last attempt.
Yeah, good attempt though from Darlington Mkuli. When those chances are not coming on the flanks, why not get a go at it? And just fighting it over the bar that time around. But a very good, powerful strike through his lasses there. And that could have been ambitious. But the fans applauding it, encouraging them to do more of that and try to get back into the game. And captain there, I think with a very good try from range.
Well, if anything, the 12th man have to also play their part. Cheer every misplaced pass, every good pass, trying to bring Highlanders back into the game, because what they do need is a response, and a befitting one. And as it stands, they haven't been in a position to respond. Now through the middle. Caps United defense has been solid and has been good. Not only good going forward, Caps United, but also defensively well structured and well organized, making it difficult for Isaac Ngoma, Mongameli Chuma, and even Neva Raushi. Surprisingly, that we haven't seen much of Raushi so far.
Yeah, with the likes of Tigwida there, the backbone of Caps United defense, almost making it difficult for the likes of Mahachi to be going forward on this left flank, which he usually likes to do. Now given a different role by Benjani Marwaro, who usually would have seen Mahachi as a left winger.
Darlington Mkuli to Prince Lovu. Beba. Now Mongameli Chuma. Another wayward pass. The passing hasn't been crisp from the team in black and white. Now Njaliwa. Quick 1-2 between Njaliwa and Obro Chirinde.
Well, shows you a team that is playing confidence tonight. Caps United, the log leaders, almost dancing about on this pitch now with that 1-goal advantage, almost going into the break.
Now another 1-2. Caps United with an opportunity to double the advantage, but not the best opportunity to do so, or the best attempt rather, from Ben Nura. Would want to get a second goal in 2 consecutive games. Good play from Ishmael Wadi to just cushion that ball in his path.
Yeah, good headed pass there from Wadi. I think Benura was never in control of that and almost screwing it off target. But another very good attempt from Caps United. More penetrating Highlanders defense, much more easier now after getting that first goal.
Well, that sums up the first half for Highlanders. It's actually a summation of how difficult it has been. Isaac Ngoma trying to bring that ball down, being penalized for the end. And you could hear the cheers of the fans, much to the pleasure of Caps United, who now have the ball, but much to the dismay of the Highlanders faithful, who thought maybe it's an opportunity for them to go forward.
Yeah, the fans won't be so happy. They haven't watched their team win so many games this far. Only that single win. And almost doesn't look like it's going to be another win for them today. It's a difficult game. Still a lot of time for them to get back into the game.
So only seconds left of normal regulation time. The first 45 is almost up, and of course we're going to be getting confirmation of the 2 minutes that the fourth official is going to add. So if anything, Islanders would want to find an equalizer before going into that halftime break. Nevaraushi winning his team a foul, almost close to Jaus Mango, the far side assistant.
Yeah, good chance here for Islanders as we are just about to go into the break. Raoshi there putting his leg in front and getting forward, and a little opportunity to put the ball into the box and look for those headers, and you never know, they could be going into the break tying here.
Now Andrew able to take. Can they pull a rabbit out of their hat? And doesn't hit the first wall, and you can see the celebration from Richard Achiro. Fist pumps is almost as he has scored. Just shows you how important this game is to them. Now another cross into the box, but wayward from Mongameli.
Yeah, Caps United fans and players celebrating their defensive work as if it's a goal. Achiro, that defensive clearance for the corner, and just bundling up and giving each other fist pump. It's the confidence of a team that is on top of the log table. Benjamin Marwale, they doesn't have a lot of work to do at the halftime break.
Well, that's Caps United president, a man who came out talking a few days, saying that there's something at Bubberfield that just doesn't allow Caps United to win. He was talking about how much they've come for almost 32 years and they've only won twice. And Brighton Jimenez sends us into the halftime break here at Bubberfield Stadium. Caps United lead through a Kuzai Chikwida striker's attempt on the far post, beating Aaron Ngwenya. Islanders' poor defensive setup allowed Kuzai Chikwida to just roam alone and strike that ball into the back of the net. A good first half of football. So much midfield dominance coming in from Caps United.
Yeah, a lot of work to be done from Islanders' end. And Caps United, I think, will be going on with some lot of confidence into the halftime talk. Still a little bit balanced this game. Islanders definitely will be coming for it in the second half. But Caps United on the verge of breaking that unlucky run at Baba Fields, but still a lot of football to be played. And quite can't wait to be watching what happens in the second half.
So we are also going to be going on a break. We hope you don't go anywhere as we will bring you the second 45.
Halftime then at Magumeni, and the team that is standing at number 1 on the log standings are looking set to stretch their points from 19 to 22 if it does go according to script. If the truth be told, the first half, Caps United being the more dominant side and their midfield really holding or standing supreme over Iboso. The men they call KC was playing for Ngezi Platinum last year, brought to Caps United by his coach also from Ngezi Platinum, Deco Tekshua Chiragui, repaying that faith, stroking the ball after the free kick. The cross was fed to him and he struck the ball past Aaron Ngwenya. Actually, Caps could have got 1 or 2 more, but as it stands, it's 1-0. I can tell you that Kumbiles at Rufaro Stadium, it's Dynamos 1, ZPC, Dynamos nil, ZPC Kariba nil. I was thinking of Emagumeni score. It's 0-0 at Rufaro Stadium, and at Emagumeni, it's 1-0 in favor of Caps United. Right, Uche Ajifon Mundava and Joseph Nkani are still here with me. And Uche, first half, Caps United being more dominant. Huh?
Yeah, on balance of play, Caps United more dominant. They have the lion's share of the possession, and they've turned that possession into advantage because the key statistic is the goal, and they've done that. And remember, on minute 6, they were denied by the horizontal bar. So it shows that in terms of the energy levels, the hungrier side is Caps United. And it's amazing that the team that is leading is the hungrier and the angrier. And they got that goal. Though for me, a 1-goal lead is not a sufficient cushion, juxtaposing that with what transpired on match day 8 when Highlanders went to the break trailing 0-1 to Chicken Inn, and they managed to then score 3. So the margin of safety is not yet good, but so far so good for Caps United. Highlanders, for me, they've been a bit lackadaisical, a lot of stray passing, but if you look at Caps United going forward in the final third, they mean business, and if they continue on that momentum, I think Caps United will then get the 3 points.
Yes, we will see what Uche was talking about what happened the last time out when Chicken Inn thought they could do it. They scored first, but Highlanders came back, a reformed side. And the Highlanders supporters, I'm sure if you are one Highlander supporter, as we see there, the pictures from Emagumeni, and not a full house as we had anticipated, but Highlanders, the Highlander supporters will be hoping that they do a carbon copy of what they did against Chicken Inn, Jose.
Yeah, I think Highlanders fans will be expecting that. But from the first half showing that we've seen so far, Highlanders, I think they haven't really come into the game yet. And I don't think it's anything to do with the tactics or anything to do with the quality of players that they have. But I think for me, it's the mind game. It's a mind thing. It's the mentality. I didn't see the Highlanders' mentality coming in here to show that they have the hunger, they have the fight, they have the desire to fight this. All we could see more of fouls coming in late in the first half from Highlanders. And you can see there they were punished.
Yeah, they were.
Poor marking. For me, I wonder where Highlanders were focusing on, because that ball was flighted and Chiguida was all by himself. Yes. Yeah. And of course, Highlanders, Caps United will not ask any questions about that, but just celebrate the goal from their right back defender, Chiguida.
Oh yes, KC Kudzi Chiguida stroking the ball there. A free opportunity if you want to term it that way. Where was the marking here from Highlanders? And really the defense should be to blame there. 1-0. It's still a long way to go. If you're a Caps United supporter and you think you've already revved up the 3 points, we just need you to rewind a couple of days back at the same venue when the Gamecock supporters thought they had it all done and dusted, but Highlanders had other ideas. And Uche, the man who is on in the thick of Highlanders things since the season started, smaller, that's Mongameli Chuma. Well, so far he's been very small. We can hardly see him.
In the opening 5-10 minutes, there were elements of flashes of brilliance from him. But the Caps United rearguard is well marshaled. If you look at Gurende as well as Chiguida, they're employing two marking formations. Either they're marking the men marking, right, or space marking. When they're space marking, when the crosses are coming, they're cutting them. When they're men marking, tracking him, you will see that they're not giving him any room to maneuver whatsoever. Even if you look at those highlights there, the Caps United defender there going with the Highlanders player to show that no, we mean business. There he is, I think turning his marker there inside out, but look at the marker recovering. So the Caps defense is in a no-nonsense mood. Look at that hustling and bustling, and they push it away as well. So in terms of men marking as well as positional marking, Caps United defense, they are superior. If they continue on that trajectory in the second half, Highlanders, they won't manage to score. Because look at how Caps United has deployed their last four. Gurende and Chiguida, for me, have been not watertight, but airtight. They are taking no prisoners.
Airtight, that's Gurende and KC. Kudzi Chiguida, who of course got that goal, all-important goal so far. So what does the Undertaker, Benjani Maruwari, I'm talking to you, Highlanders supporters, what do you think the Undertaker has to do to change things in the second half, because the Caps United defense has been solid, Uche describing it as airtight? What do you think, you Highlanders supporters? What should the Undertaker do? Take out one or two players, you think? Discuss. But in the meantime, let's find out from Jose what he thinks the Undertaker should do.
Yeah, what I think for the Undertaker, that's Benjani Marwari, look at the stats there. You know, shots on target, 2 for Caps United, 2 for Highlanders. But if you look at the ball possession, Caps United have 52% and 48% to Highlanders. So definitely Caps United have dominated. And I think that's where the argument has been won by Caps United in the first half, especially in the midfield. When I looked at the number of midfielders that Caps United are deploying when they have the ball, you're looking at about at least 4 midfield players in the Caps United formation, which is what I think Benjani Maruwari will want to address, is not necessarily substitutions, but I think gaining control of the midfield by making sure that he has two maybe defensive midfielders who can neutralize the Caps United offenses and also have attackers who can play the ball. I think Highlanders' biggest undoing has been their final ball into the touch, into the striker, Ngoma. He hasn't been fed clean balls to work with. He has no material to work with. So I think, Benjani, look at your midfield, gain control of the midfield.
Sorry to patch in, Jose. Yes. We're going to have a look at that goal yet once again.
Yes. Look at Chiguida, all by himself. You think it's a warm-up routine.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is actually football in action. Then he definitely punished the Highlanders there. Goalkeeper there all over in 6s and 7s trying to chase the ball. He didn't have access to the ball. He didn't have contact with the ball. And then duly punished. And you can't blame Chiguida for that. Definitely for me, that's a birthday cake that I can eat anytime. That's
right. I like the one he was eating last night after Liverpool hammered Crystal Palace by 3-0. It wasn't his birthday, but I think he just had cake to celebrate that. All right. So that's how it is. Et Rufaro, Dimbare 0, Kauya Katuru Turu, Gwenyarecha Membe 0. At Emagumeni, it's Iboso 0, Kepe Bora 1. KC Kudzi Chiguida, the scorer. And if you're a Caps United supporter, I know Many of you are with us watching. Thank you so much. Because I don't, as we see once again, we have a look yet once again at the stats. And Uche, as we have a look at that, what do you think? What do you think Deco should do at halftime? Obviously, he wants another goal, but what he should do?
I think the first half for me, for Caps United, the technical team as well, the players, it's a 10 out of 10. Going into the second half, the same script in the first half. We just need to maintain the energy levels. But what they ought to know is that Highlanders have also been studying how they played in the first half. For me, all the departments, all the boxes, they have ticked. Men marking, space marking, they've been doing it fantastically. Look at the ball position, they're 52% against the 48. They have the weapon, which is the ball, and they are deploying it excellently. And, in terms of passing, the passing accuracy, it's above 85%. Pinpoint accurate passing. When they're moving forward in numbers. Look at Achiro, he is the pivot, balancing the defensive as well as the offensive act. When the team is under siege, we will see him coming in to buttress the numbers at the back there. When the team is moving forward, you also him being part of the mix up front there, adding options in terms of Kadamanja, Wadi, as well as Benura. Even if you look at the bench, let's say Wadi and Benura pulled out, you have Unjira Pamusi as well as Benyu on the bench. So on the bench. So yeah, it's a strong bench. This Caps United is designed to kill, and they're in a no-nonsense mood. They are growing in confidence. Match day 9 today, they're facing Highlanders. I think at the match day, the subsequent match day, I think they'll be facing Dynamos, if I'm not mistaken. So
Dynamos play after that.
After that, so they are primed for success. They are primed for success. It's only the image I'm doing will be overconfidence. Yeah, it will be a major undoing for them. So they just need to have the confidence levels, maintain them, and beat the Highlanders.
Yeah, just wanted to comment on the physicality of this game. If you look at the stats on the fouls, these two teams have shared 14 fouls between them. Caps United have been flagged 8 times and Highlanders 6 times. So I think that was So there's too much physical contact, fouls coming in committed, and even yellow cards have been flagged so far in the first half. So I think that physicality has also taken away the luster or the glitter out of this highly anticipated fixture between the two teams. Yeah, so it then takes it out.
Right, what will happen in the second half? Yes, it's not over yet. As we cross back to Emma Gumeni to Baba Fields, we'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
It's quite unfortunate that the home team is trailing the two Caps United, the team at the top of the table. And in your screens is Tekshua Chiragwi, the man who in 2022 was an assistant to Benjani Ngwariwari as they were both taking charge of Ngesi Platinum. Benjani left and then he went on to win the championship. Tekshua Chiragwi. Once together on the dugout, they now stand on separate parts of the dugout. One leading Islanders, the other Caps United. Max, coming into the second half, what will Highlanders need to do to offer and guarantee the faithfuls here and watching across the world of a comeback?
Well, still a lot of time for them. I think it's just have to make sure that they're patient enough. It hasn't been a very bad game for them. I think they were trying to create some chances in that first half, and they were just unlucky with that goal that they conceded. But still, in the game, Highlanders, they have to be carrying that confidence from their win against Chicken. And you want to turn a decent game into a bad one. Just focus on your game, and you can definitely be getting back into this one with the home crowd on your back supporting you. I think they have all the chances, Highlanders, to come back into this one.
So Islanders will now start knocking the ball from the back. As they try to find And that's a confirmation of this half substitution. Andrew Beba coming off from Velocosa. A good player. Now good delivery into the box. Never Aushi to recollect. Good intent coming in from Highlanders from the right side. Now Kudakwasha Mahachi. Chuma. Disappointing pass. Now Obreo Chirinda. Now Chirinda, good out play. And Ishmael Wadi trying to make amends for his misplaced pass. No more Chinyerere finding the fate of Kudakwasha Mahachi. Playing it forward. The long balls haven't really materialized for Highlanders so far. And it's quite amazing that they keep on trying these long balls despite their low success rate.
Yeah, a little bit concerned. We haven't even seen a lot of fights in Goma in the first half. And that supply has been short to him as well. But quite positive in the second half, Highlanders, which is so that attempt there. And Caps United goalkeeper being able to clear it away. Mangalani. But a very good show of positive intent from Highlanders. We have already made a substitution. And I think I would believe they're still in the game. The passing game really hasn't really shown up as yet.
So now Jamboko are finding Ishmael Wadi. But Velocosa was just there in time to stop Ishmael Wadi from just running behind him. Now Velocosa. Chinyerere. Velocosa will try to fix the errors. Now Highlanders being marked heavily by this Caps United side that do not want to concede and probably give Highlanders an equalizer. Now Prince Glovu. Pavari. Velocosa. And Chamboko gives Highlanders a throw in.
Yeah, good build-up play from Highlanders. A little bit much more patient now. And also the instant impact of Velocosa after coming in. Very good pass of the ball as well. Now the pressure just being built up ball by ball from Highlanders. Good to see their response in the start of the second half.
Another long ball from Nomo Chinyerere. Seems to be a fan of those long balls, but they haven't materialized. Njaliwa. Defensive header, clearing it away. And now it seems that the tides have changed. The fortune have now turned in favor of Highlanders, who are now starting to get the lion's share of possession and knocking it with confidence as they try to get into rhythm. Kudakwasha Mahachi playing it through, and Mongameli Chuma trying to win a free kick, but Brighton, Chimene says no, that is not a foul.
Yeah, I didn't look like there was much in that. Chuma with a very good touch, and I think he just realized that the ball was skipping away from him, and they tried to get a foul out of Chimene. And Chimene, well experienced to tell him that there is no foul there.
Obreo Chirinda. Too much in that attempt to recover the ball from Renson Pawari. It's a good Highlander side. It's just that they're not getting the goals. It's only a matter of fixing a few things. Kudakwasha Mahachi with another attempt going forward now. Mongameli Chuma. 3 men trying to get to him. And this time he just gets that foul that he's been looking for. It was quite difficult to get past those 3 defenders. Chiro being part of the man that way heavy on him.
Yeah, tactical marking on Chuma. I think they all know what he can do, Mongameli. And just there on that turn, being pulled back. And it looks a little bit soft, but Chuma lucky to get it. I think Chimene would have been looking at that from the pull, also to that push. And a good opportunity here for Highlanders to put a cross into the box.
So now Velokosa from the same position. Kadamanja delivered from to give Highlanders an opportunity to equalize. But Magalani has gone down after so much traffic was in the box. Good delivery from Velokosa. Sure, causing so much problems for that Caps United defense, and it's a pleasure for them that it hasn't ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, good impact substitution from Marwari to bring in Koza, who is very good with his right foot and whipping one in there. The goalkeeper doing so well, Mangalani, jumping well to punch that away from danger and almost injuring himself during that process. But it's been a very good 5 minutes for Highlanders. Have definitely heeded their coach's calls into the second half, as we just see that replay there, whipped in, and the goalkeeper with a very good punch with the right foot, right hand as well, and good to see him being able to be present in that box.
A good delivery from Velokosa. Magalani was just there in time to clear his lines. It's an attribute that not many goalkeepers do possess, to leave your lines and clear crosses or corner kicks. No wonder most teams have become fortunate with set pieces. And you saw in the recent encounter, Highlanders had to play here at Barberfields against Chicken Inn, where they found most of their goals through set pieces. And sometimes it's because of goalkeepers who fail to clear their lines. And you have to credit Magalani for doing such to keep the scoreline as is. Ishmael Wadi committing a foul. Or no more Chinyerere. Now Chinyerere to Kudamaachi. Maachi again. Mongameli Chuma. Such panache from Chuma. Darlington Mkuli, the captain. So good to see him back. Remember the 2024 season, he had to be ruled out for the rest of the season after he tore his ACL and almost spent an entire year without playing football. And for him to come back and take the captaincy again and lead this gigantic team that is Highlanders, such a good thing to see. Now Mengameli Chuma and fouling Richard Achiro in the process.
Yeah, good to see that recovery coming back to lead the team, but good combination play from Highlanders, especially on the left flank with Maachi, and finding Mungambeli most of the times. An unfortunate foul there, Mungambeli judged to have pulled the Caps United player back. A little bit frustration on him, not really getting the ball as much as he would have loved. Just a little pull there, Chuma on Hachiro. But a good response from Highlanders in the second half.
Achiro coming in, just too much venom in his attempt to attack from way up the pitch. Now Kudamaachi, maybe he can operate in a place that he's so much used to, but a poor pass from the veteran wing-back now. Net passes. For the moment they stitch one pass together, Highlanders seem to lose it. And now Mongameli Chuma being brought down at the edge of the box. A very dangerous position to concede a foul for Caps United. But then again, their set-piece taker, the set-piece specialist, has been substituted from Velokosa. But can Velokosa deliver from this position?
Yeah, very good position here for Highlanders. Caps United players not happy about the referee's decision there. Neva Rauji winning the ball back in that play. And Chiro that flick on. And Mongameli Chuma striding into the box and being brought down by Achiro. And they'll have a chance here. Koza already, I think, will be involved in this one. Already said that he's very good with his right foot. And definitely will want to go for goal here.
So Highlanders fans in the stands dancing as if nothing is bothering them with the scoreline. Maybe it's a dance for good things to come. Maybe the set piece is what's going to bring them level this afternoon. 56 minutes have been played. Ransom Pavari. Velocosa to deliver, doesn't beat the wall. Is there a hand in the box? Now, Prince Ndlovu. The poor attempt of a tackle. Now Ishmael Wadi can go at his paces. Benura. And Brighton Chimene brings the game into a halt. Ishmael Wadi after being fouled. So that's Ishmael Wadi after trying to apply his afterburners to just go on his paces. Ooh, nasty challenge. Was trying to run through it. But then Prince Ndlovu coming in hard again.
Yeah, clear foul there on Wadi. After he was almost going on the counter. Prince Ndlovu definitely knew that he wouldn't let him go. But the Highlanders players protesting him with no more, probably a little bit too aggressive towards the referee, and he has to be careful here because Chimene definitely knows how to handle these situations, and you don't want to go a man down when you're trying to get back in the game. Just keep your head down and focus on the game. I think that temperament, you really don't want to be seeing it from Highlanders.
So the frustrated figure of Tekshua Chiragwi, the man who shared the dugout with Benjani Marwari in 2022 up until the Undertaker was sacked. And he got to take the reins of Ngesi Platinum, leading them to their maiden championship. There's Benjani Marwari in your picture. Always looked like he's plotting something.
Yeah, almost a worried look on him there, but this team has responded well after going down in that first half by a goal to nil. The response has been very good from Highlanders up to now.
It's pretty clumsy from Nomo Chinyerere. Now Ishmael Wadi, not the best contact with the ball, as he was just lurking behind the defensive line. Almost a replica of what Kudzai Chibida did in their first goal. No, you'll be banging his head if they don't go on to win. Now Kaonga tried to unleash one. And Aaron Ngwenya brings it without any problems.
Yeah, good run from Wadi. And Highlanders have to be wary about those runs. Quite similar to the goal that we saw from that set piece. Wadi, unfortunate, he couldn't make a better first touch with that. And Kaonga with that attempt going straight to the goalkeeper. Caps United, after being on the pump in the few minutes, they've just been able to utilize those few chances that they've managed to get, and almost getting in there with Wadi, and it could have been two.
So now an hour of football has lapsed here at Barberfields in Emagumeni, and it is the visiting team that has managed to find the back of the net. Kudzai Chibida in the 34th minute. A very, very fantastic cross coming in from Chamboko. Unmarked. All he had to do was bit Aaron Ngwenya. Was pretty isolated, the goalkeeper. It's not much he could have done to keep it out of the net.
Yeah, Highlanders defense caught lacking on that opening goal. And Chiguida with a technical finish that you wouldn't expect of a defender. Got a tall lead, managing to control that and cushion it into the back of the net. And the Highlanders finding themselves behind again, just like in their previous game. But they've responded well, I would think. Created some chances going forward. I think it's just about them taking better care of the ball. They've been losing position quite carelessly sometimes as well. But still well into this game, Highlanders.
So there is movement on the byline for Caps United as they're preparing to make their first substitution of the afternoon. Now we'll wait to see who then comes off. So Obro Chirinda looking like he's going to be one of the players to be replaced. It's the upright, and it's a goal for Caps United. From a set piece, they found fortune again. And Highlanders have failed to defend. Jaliwa, after being trusted by Tekshua Chiragu with the starts, he then repays the coach's confidence with a glancing header that hits the upright and straight into the back of the net. Caps United 2.
Yeah, what a goal from Jaliwa. A good control header. He wouldn't care about the yellow card that he would get for taking his set off after giving his team the second goal of the afternoon. And out of nothing, Caps United managed to get their second goal. Very good cross whipped in and did well to control that. And with Aaron Nguena looking like he was just looking at the ball, hitting that upright and into the back of the net, and dismay for Highlanders. Velo, all disappointed, picking the ball out of the back of the net. Jaliwa and the fans dancing to what has been a very good performance so far from Caps United.
Caps United have found the back of the net on either ends of Barberfield's first one at the Soweto end, and now at the Impilo end, where the Caps United faithfuls are gathered in their numbers in their traditional green and white. Their celebrations as they erupted, they've brought the other half of the stadium quiet. Highlanders not understanding how what once was a fortress is being penetrated with such ease through set pieces.
Well, 2 goals from 2 set pieces. I think Tekshua Chiragu will be quite happy about that. And Highlanders defending has been all over the place, just allowing the Jaliwa to flick that into the back of the net, and the goalkeeper stand watching there. And Caps United will definitely feel like the 3 points are for taking this afternoon.
Pragwashi Maachi with a feisty clearance to take the ball away from Benura. So 64 minutes have gone. A goal kick. There seems to be a miscommunication between the two match officials, Brighton Chimene and Brilliant Banda. One was signaling for a corner kick and the other for a goal kick. But it is the match officials, the center ref's decision that will stand. Now 2 goes down. What will Highlanders do? Mongameli Chuma, I don't think it's the perfect time to be trying anything special in terms of how you want to pass the ball. Prince Ndlovu.
Oh, there's been a lot of positivity to their play into the second half, Highlanders, but I think their defense has been letting them down. And it is those crucial set pieces that you have to make sure that you are quite active and you are able to defend them well. And now 2 goes down. I think it's going to be a mountain to climb if they're going to get anything from this game.
So confirmation of the substitution, Obro Chirinda being replaced by Dalek Murimba. Obro Chirinda was good with the off-the-ball runs, kept the defenders at bay, was in a feisty contest with Nomo Chinyerere. Now Kudakwasha Maachi roaming forward. Now we find Velo with the right foot into the box, parried away by the goalkeeper. Good run between the 2 wing backs from left to right and into the box. They do find themselves with a corner kick.
Yeah, good switch of play from Kuda Mahati to Mvelo. Whips another dangerous cross into the box for Highlanders. And unfortunately for Caps United, the goalkeeper just parrying that away for a corner kick.
So now Mongameli Chuma to take. Had it away, but not the best contact with the ball. Now Prince Ndlovu, first time pass. Now Caps United will try to go on a counter. Delik Murimba will try to get his first touch of the ball.
Yeah, very good response again from Highlanders after getting 2 goals down now. Nkuda Mahachi stepping up, and also the substitute have just come in, Velo. A very good combination play. I think they still stick to their game with a little more over 25 minutes still left in this game. Definitely still some chances for Highlanders to get back in it.
Mkuli teeing up Isaac Ngoma. Prince Ndlovu. Now Ndlovu. Now miscommunication between the two players. That is Kozamvelo and Isaac Ngoma. But the idea is to try to ping the ball into the box. They are now looking for the crosses.
Nyamvelo causing all the problems. Earning Highlanders another corner kick, another chance for a good delivery. And definitely something happening for Highlanders. A good response. I think Benjani will be happy to see this.
So now Prince Ndlovu with another delivery into the box. Headed away by Kudzai Chugwida. Whoa, coming in strongly. Kuda Mahachi keeps his footing. Now Mangameli Chuma. Another one into the box. Good hands from the goalkeeper. Soaking in all the applause. Magalani, who hasn't been busy so far. Well, it's going to be an exciting lineup of games after this battle of cities for Caps United, as they, on the 2nd of May, will host another side from Blawayo, that is Blawayo Chiefs, a team that was fortunate to get maximum 3 points against Chicken Inn. And on the 9th of May, the biggest one, that is the Harare Derby. Dynamos will be hosting Caps United at Rufaro Stadium. That is definitely going to be one game that Caps United will have to prepare for. And then after that, they play against Moors.
Yeah, quite a busy schedule for the log leaders. Harare Derby, Dynamos still undefeated. It will be a brilliant one, that one as well. Still with a lot of work to do in this one. Highlanders responding well to both goals, but still yet to find their own. Very person build up. Mahachi as well, combining well with Mvelo, as well as Mungameli, who has been getting some runs in. Isaac Ngoma still waiting to get some delivery in the box.
President Lovu being marked by his opposite number. Now Brett Amidu, another exciting creative midfielder to be introduced. Prince Ndlovu. So now looking into Highlanders as well, their next games they're going to be playing. Richard Achiro. So Highlanders will be playing against the Rentos. They will travel to Rufaro Stadium. And then after that they play against Triangle here at Bapperfields. Then they go to Chawanda Stadium on the 13th of May. Well, they will play against Hard Rock. Doesn't look like wiring games for Islanders. So a yellow card for for Islanders, I believe.
Yeah, Caps United will just get a chance here to slow down the game and get a breath in. Highlanders almost playing all the time in Caps United is off. Richard Achiro there with all the experience. And I think Caps United now just have to control this game and to be able to keep some position. You really don't want to keep giving back position to Highlanders, who will be desperate to try and get back into this game.
Now Kaonga deflected out for a corner kick. The moment Caps United start going forward, they do so with intent, and they always want to cause problems every time they do so. Now that's Tekshua Chiragwi together with Ian Bakala, sharing tactics before they make the substitutions. Darlington Mkuli, the captain, the recent receiver of that yellow card. Ishmael Wadi pumping out the Impilo end where the Caps United fans are. Chawanangwa Kaonga with the corner kick delivery. Now Alec Murimba. Being marked by Isaac Ngoma. And good up shooting off the ball from the striker.
Yeah, you'll be a little bit disappointed, Ngoma, for not getting the supply that we would have loved. Did see a different Highlanders against Chicken in, where they were playing so well and creating more chances and doing so well to defend that corner kick this time around. They now well know a lot about set pieces and how they can hurt you in a game where you are probably playing well. But it's all about the supply. And I think the link-up play has been brilliant. But that final pass, that final delivery, I think is what has been lacking from Highlanders.
So Tawanda Shenje to Kosamvelo. Now playing a little bit higher, Highlanders. There were spells where they found comfort in just knocking the ball, and they were now going forward. Only Funjaliwa to stop them in their tracks with that glancing header that bit Aaron Gwenya. Nomo Chinyerere trying to find Kudakwashe Maachi. Well, the idea of passing the ball, you always have to pass to gain ground, and if you're just knocking it around, it ends up being passing in high volumes without the intention to go forward, as seen by Highlanders.
Yeah, Benjani, they up on his feet. I think they've been taking their time to pass it around. Caps United wouldn't mind if they continue to do that. Now almost sitting back away deep into their own half, Caps United, and waiting to pounce on that counter. Wadi, as well as the new striker, who will just come in, Isaac. I think they'll be happy to see Highlanders continue to pass it this way, not finding the spaces anymore that they were finding in the last 10 minutes, Highlanders.
These two wing backs finding each other. Now an opportunity for Highlanders to tuck one in again. Absolutely sensational. A lifeline for Highlanders. Darlington Mkuli, the captain, gives the Undertaker, the captain, a reason to smile. Went for the first attempt, defended, and with the second bite of the cherry, managed to beat the defense, the wall, and Magalade. 2-1 to Highlanders.
Now Tigira and Caps United and Mangalani introspecting on that one. A very good finish on the second attempt. Just wondering why there was no one coming to him there with a lot of space after that first strike, and with a clean finish on the second attempt. And now Highlanders are back in this one.
Well, trying to build up from that momentum. Mantekshua Chiragui not impressed by what he has just seen, or what he has just seen, I beg your pardon. Well, for a team that has been playing exceptionally well, Caps United, you wouldn't think they would concede in such a fashion. Darlington Mkuli, the Highlanders captain, redeeming himself after getting that yellow card. Now 2-1. And now Barberfields has erupted into song and cheer, probably believing they can go for a second one, even salvage a draw.
No, we're just talking about how it's important for Highlanders to keep on playing their game, pace and build up, and now scoring that goal and way back into the game now, the fans tearing it. We just saw Benjani there, so relieved to see Darlington Mkuli slotting that one home, but he found himself with so much space and so much time. Caps United defense almost sitting back too deep into their own 18 area, and on that rebound, with so much composure, the captain brings his team back into the game.
Well, the 12th man effect is seriously coming into play here at Barberfields. So much intent Now another one from distance. Magalane not holding it first time. And now Highlanders have something to hold on to in terms of belief. They are now excited about what they are seeing. Pretty much impressed. A corner kick. It's almost havoc being created by Highlanders now in this last 14 minutes of this game.
Yeah, what a scene. Good response from Highlanders. And the fans way behind them. Caps United have to be careful here.
So another delivery to the box, parried away. But Highlanders still believe they can create something off it. And now Velokosa, the man with a mean delivery. And this time it is gone out of play. We now have a game. The game has been brought to life with that Mkuli goal.
Yeah, what a game we have in our hands. And previous ones have not really given us the goals tonight. Had a very good watch this afternoon. Highlanders trailing for most of this game. And just shows you what a single goal can do to motivate these players. Velokosa, probably the difference maker for Highlanders. Unfortunate there with that last cross, but has been able to put so much pressure on Caps United, who find themselves making mistakes they were never making. A very good, exciting last few minutes left in this game.
Well, you talked about the fans, how they were going to be instrumental, and I think these Highlanders players need them more than ever now. And you can hear them even from the commentary gantry, how their echoes are just piercing Barber Fields. It would be such a glorious ending if the Highlanders managed to salvage a draw or even go on to add a third one.
Definitely want to be seeing a repeat of the game against Sikanin. But even a draw here, I think, will be almost as equal to a win for Benjani and his team.
Benura. Now ball taken by Highlanders. Oh, now Isaac Ngoma with so much options finds Prince Ndlovu at the edge of the box. Cutting inside, dropped the shoulder, but there was so much traffic ahead of him. Exactly the type of football Highlanders should have been playing from the first minute.
Yeah, good counter there from Highlanders. With some pace, Isaac Ngoma laying it off for Prince Ndlovu, who cuts inside, and these shots get blocked, and Caps United finding some reprieve and some relief there. And you would know that still a long time to go before that final whistle if you are Caps United. And Highlanders would think that still very little time left for them to get the equalizer. And if something special is to happen, even get the win.
It was going to be surprising had Highlanders allowed Caps United to walk and dominate them freely here at their home ground. It is a big game after all. Two teams that have made a name for themselves. Pretty dominant. Caps United in the Highlanders rather in the early 90s, in the late 90s, getting into the early 2000s. The last time they did win the championship was in 2006. And after 20 years, they would also want to win it again. Now Prince Ndlovu. Another one! Could happen. From the left side, hitting the upright. Such an audacious attempt from Prince Ndlovu. Oh my.
What a strike from Ndlovu. And from distance, giving it that cow and hitting that upright. And I think Mangalani was well beaten there. That could have been a goal and a contender for goal of the season. Just getting it after that deflection, almost a head injury on a Caps United player. But Prince Ndlovu there, cutting inside with a little bit of space, whipping one in. Goalkeeper well beaten. Just unlucky Highlanders there. You can see how the captain, Darlington Mkuli, was holding his head there. And it looks like the Cape United player is okay.
Well, that's Benure. That was hit by that Velo Corsa cross. And just going down and receiving medical attention. The crossbar, all the woodwork being an enemy for Highlanders who are looking for that equalizer. But Magalane would be thanking the woodwork after he had been beaten by that finesse shot by Prince Ndlovu, only for the upright to keep the ball from reaching the back of the net. Reprieve, like you said, for Caps United.
Yeah, Caps United players trying to whisper some instructions to each other. They know very well that Highlanders are not going to be letting off the pressure. Still a fair amount of time still left in this game. But what a game we have had. And Caps United fans will be holding their hands in their arms and some on their chins. Worried faces there on the crowd, trying to hang on to this lead. And the Highlanders, a wonderful response from Highlanders. And they've been very good. And almost getting that equalizer there from that attempt from Ndlovu.
What is going on in the mind of Magalane after being saved by that woodwork?
Now, probably a sign of what is to come. He has to keep his eyes wide awake. Magalani, Highlanders playing so well. Look like just unlucky to be on the losing side after conceding from those two set pieces. Probably something that Benjani would want to be working on.
So 7 minutes left of normal time. Any moment from now, after 7 minutes, the clock would just be waiting for added time. Now defending with all their life, Caps United. Brett Amidu, one of the two players waiting for the instruction. Now Tawanda Shenje. These are going to be the most crucial 6 minutes for either side. How will Highlanders surge forward and look for that equalizer, even for Caps United? Hands, rather hearts in their hands, as you saw from the pictures of the fans who are no longer enjoying proceedings, probably praying that may it come from 84 minutes up to 90 minutes, because it has become that hard for them.
Yeah, it could have been quite a telling game for both teams. Still early in the season, but if Highlanders can come back here and probably get a draw or a win, I think that would tell so much about their character going into the next games. Caps United on top of the log table. If they had to grind out a win here, still very motivational for a team on top. I think that would definitely roll them up and fire them up for the coming challenges.
Mongameli Chuma with a deft touch. And Kurakwashe Maachi goes down with what a little bit of a dramatic manner, but he's back up quickly, wanting to find something for Highlanders. A deft touch by Mongameli Chuma. That has prompted Brighton Chimene to award them a free kick. Now Richard Achiro and Ishmael Wadi will be coming off. Now Kudzai Chugwida will be the captain. Brett Amidu and Wesley Milanzi, the two players to be introduced, looking for some creative play as the game is coming to an end. Pretty good performance, display of football from Richard Achiro. From that moment where he went down as he was attempting, but you could see that he was just struggling. But good way of showing how strong a captain is supposed to be.
Yeah, good game from Achiro as always. Just limping a little bit there as Wadi as well. A very good shift from him. Was stretching Highlanders on that left flank. And if not for some good finishing, I think he could have even gotten a goal for himself.
An afternoon that Never Raushi never seemed to influence the game and is replaced by the Nigerian Benjamin Adegun. Not doing so much to beat the wall. No more Nyerere sending it forward. At this stage, that's only option. Now Amidu with his first touch of the ball. Mahachi was finding it easy now. Not the best pass from Mongameli Chuma.
Yeah, good play from Mahachi, good running, especially coming inside, getting that pass and then going back on that run again. Unfortunately, just putting too much on that pass. And Caps United will take some moments to regather themselves. And with those two substitutions, Amidu coming in, just trying to hold on here, Caps United. And almost looking at the watch, ticking away slowly for them. And probably the opposite for Highlanders. Really would have wanted more time. There's still some time left for a few chances to be created here.
Brett Amidu. Good defending. Now Mpela Kosa. Now Nyerere. Most of the attacks have been coming from that left side where Kudamahachi is operating. Now parried away. Now can they do a repeat of their lifeline? Now Benura. Kaonga. Amidu. Quick exchanges now. Kaonga taking so much time. Kaonga not doing justice to that quick 1-2. Now Mongameli Chuma and Prince Ndlovu. He's going to be dropping the shoulder again. Taking his time. Took so much time, Prince Ndlovu. Just hit it first time.
Yeah, just got in 2 months there, Ndlovu. After cutting inside. And on the other end, Kaonga had that opportunity to seal the game. And now Ndlovu with a chance there to get the equalizer again.
Now Mongameli Chuma trying to take matters into his own hands. Taking it over for Adegun. He keeps it in play. And it's a goal kick. Though Mongameli Chuma in the last 30 seconds of this 90 minutes has started to find freedom operating in that area. Probably after Achiro had been taken off, he is now finding it free to move, those neat 1-2s.
Yeah, Bejani not happy with Mongameli though, with that pass. They trying to flick it on than just to play it on the ground. And unfortunately goes all the way for a goal kick. And only 4 minutes being added on. Highlanders would think they still can create something in that.
So 4 minutes. Benura on the right side. Wins a throw in. You would expect Caps United to take so much time considering the game is in its dying embers. Caps United will probably go for a long throw. Cutting it now, an opportunity for Brett Amidu. Not finding the perfect connection, Brett Amidu. When he was clearly alone, decided to go at it first time.
Yeah, almost looked surprised that the chance came to him there, Amidu. With only the goalkeeper to beat, and he lets it a begging. Hopefully he won't be regretting that chance again to seal the game for Caps United.
So now Mongameli Chuma, Benjamin, 2 men coming in strong for his ball that he is. allowed to go to Kosamvelo. Dinging it forward. Now Mvelo Kosa feigning a short. And Brighton Chimele calling in for the stretcher.
No, it did look like there was a foul before that play continued. And now the stretcher being called in. Brighton Chimele encouraging the medical team to come quickly as we get into the last 2 minutes of this one. Caps United fans would believe that the 3 points are secure as they sing and dance in the stands. Highlanders definitely would think that they did have the chances to come back into the game. Prislov, after hitting the post with that first attempt, I thought when he cut inside that time, he was probably going to do a repeat of the same shot. Unfortunately, just taking too much time. And the chances have been there. They've been wonderful Highlanders in their response. Mvelo Kosa, probably one of the best players of the afternoon.
So now Chitoshi Shinga will probably be given minutes after Njaliwa had gone out, being ushered off by a stretcher. Oh, that's the injury that saw Njaliwa go down and agonizing pain. Not room for mistake for Caps United. Kaonga, Kudakwasha Maachi and unsung hero this afternoon. It's an unfortunate that his team is the one that's trailing. Prince Ndlovu. He'll try again to keep it in play. Bretta Midu. Benura, who seems to be now out of gas. Rain Sampavari. Mongameli Chuma conceding possession. Now it's just a hoof ball by either side. Kudakwashe Maachi. And you'd expect Magalani to go down. 10 seconds are off the minimum, 4 minutes added left. And he's surely going to be taking his time. So Chitoshi Shinga, another good centre back.
Yeah, now the ball throwing has started tonight. We talked about this in the first half. It has been a very good competitive game, and the players themselves coming to tell their players to calm down on what has been a very good showing of good football for Highlanders, despite them almost losing this game with the time definitely running out. I'll probably think they were the best of these two teams, and you want to build up from the positives, whether you win or you lose. And it's not encouraging to see where the fans will always want to be angry whenever anything goes not their side.
Baba Fields has fallen at the hands of Caps United, and Tekshua Chiragui, once an assistant, now a manager for Caps United, coming in to be a thorn in the flesh of Highlanders. And Benjani Wariwari, 2-1 is how it ends on this big Sunday, the Super Sunday of match day number 9. Kudzai Chiguida, Dominic Njaliwa on course to take Caps United forward, and Darlington Mkoli finding the consolation goal. What has been a fortress for the last 11 years, with Caps United last finding a win in 2015. They now have done it after a very long time, and it's going to be a trip back to Harare they are going to enjoy. But for Highlanders and Benjani Mwarwari, that win against Chicken Inn would definitely mean nothing now, as they'll go back to the drawing board. Caps United extend the lead on top of the table, and what a game we have had.
What a game. I think it has been a beautiful watch, and Caps United will take all the confidence going into the next fixtures. I think they've been very good tactically as well, and managing to almost grind out this result after taking that 2-0 lead. You would have thought it was going to be easier for them, but a very good response from Highlanders, who unfortunately lose this one. But what a game altogether. It has been a brilliant watch from Baba Fields this afternoon.
So after a fantastic game of football here at Baba Fields, it's been a pleasure giving you nothing but the best of the Kosolaka Premier League from the expert analyst Maxo Mandriza and I myself Tendai Spada. It's a good afternoon.
Victory from the Green Machine. Finally, they get the monkey off their back with a massive victory right here at Baba Fields Stadium, where they've beaten Highlanders who 100 years today, rather this year, the 100 years, and they were hoping they could get a big one against one of the biggest teams in the country, that is CAPS United. And joining me right now is, of course, their triumphant coach, Tekshua Chiragwi. It doesn't get sweeter than this one, and I'm sure it's one to salve for your team. Take us through the emotion, the moments, and the importance of this victory for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to thank God for this victory, and I want to thank God for giving us opportunity again to make sure we have the strength and everything. And I think it was a sweet victory from the word go. I think we've made sure that we need to play on a tactical game that was going to win us game, to make sure that we keep our lines and make sure we can win them on a counter-attack. And I think it helped us today. The guys, they did very well in terms of tactical understanding and tactical awareness. But you know, Highlanders coming into the second half, they really wanted to get an equalizer, and during that time we managed also to get a goal through the set piece. I think it was very, very important for us, and we had a cushion to make sure that now we've got 2 goals up, and we really need to be solid and make sure we clear our lines very well. But you know, they were coming, and I would want also to give credit to the players. They did very well in terms of resilience. Very difficult to play here at Baba Fields, but like I've said on my pre-match, you know, if you want to make your history, sometimes you need to break the history. And we did that today. We are happy that we've collected maximum points.
Indeed, an amazing victory. It doesn't get any sweeter. But let's look at the importance of it on the road, particularly for you, in terms of picking up points that could help you be at the top of the log there.
Yeah, very true. Like a sweet victory like this one, it motivates the guys coming home again, playing our home game. And now I think they've got that belief. If you build that winning mentality, I think it also helps you to the players, because if they keep on winning, they get that to understand that winning is more important. So I think for today, we really need to thank God and also the players. Thank you so much.
Indeed, congratulations. Go celebrate with the lads for this victory for you.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Tekshua Chiragwi there. That is the CAPS United gaffer in victory today. And of course, we'll look at how the fans will be celebrating this one for CAPS United. It surely be a good journey back to the capital. And of course, joining me right now is the Highlanders gaffer, Penjani Marwaru. Difficult to take your first defeat at Baba Fields Stadium for the season as well. A tough one to take. Again, set pieces undoing you this afternoon.
Of course, you know, we've been working on those set pieces, and if you're playing home and concede 2, you're 2-0 down. I'm not taking anything away from CAPS. CAPS is a very good team. You saw they came here, they were very organized. They managed the game the whole of the first half, and we started to show some flashes in the second half, especially in the last 20 minutes. When you're chasing the game, 2-0 down at home, you know, we have our fans here, and you know, if we could have added maybe 10 more minutes, maybe something else could have happened. But in football, we play 90 minutes, and we need to be aware. We don't need to concede. As I said earlier on, or the first time I came here, I said we still have to work hard. Today we've learned a lot in terms of they managed the game, and we didn't for the past 70 minutes, I think.
Right, tough one, coach, but I'm sure it will be next week there you get to pick up the pieces and put your campaign back in track.
Of course, we need to go back and work hard to try and win some games.
Tough luck, coach. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
All right, that was Penjani Marwaru there, defeated today there by CAPS United, Tekshua Chiragwi, as it is victory that is for CAPS United, the log leaders, as they continue with the victory, and the celebrations will continue here at in Bulawayo at Baba Fields Stadium. Highlanders being given their first defeat of the season this time around, and certainly hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this game. Let's take you to the studio now, where Charles CNN, the legendary Mabika, is holding forth together with John Kani and Ashford Mundava.
Thank you, Vafa. The jinx has been broken by Caps United 2-1 after 11 years. And quickly, Uche, you know, what 2-1 Highlanders, so you are. Just quickly.
2-1. Congratulations to Caps United. Fantastic display. Tactically, they were superior. They managed the game very well. Once again, congratulations to Makepe.
Yes. And Jose? 2-1 Highlanders. What would have done game?
Yes, I had the script right, but I mixed up the characters.
Exactly.
But allow me CNN to congratulate Douglas Sabao Wekwaseke. He got it right with the two opposing script predictions there. So Dagi, whichever God you pray to, keep worshipping that God.
Well, out of the three, I got it right. They both say 2-1 to Highlanders. I'd say 2-1 to Caps United. Well, there, the stats are once again there, Uche. The stats in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half, you know, balance of power in terms of possession tilting in favor of Highlanders. Yes, they had the possession, but they failed to utilize that possession. Mongameli Chuma for me today was a pain in the neck for his team, because, you know, instead of during those decisive moments where he was supposed just to go for the kill, he was overplaying the ball and inviting the defense to recover, and Caps United survived. There were two clear-cut occasions. Games of this nature and magnitude, you ought to be a goal poacher, a goal getter. No time for thinking, because this is where you make your names. So once again, congratulations to Caps United. But Mongameli Chuma, he's supposed to release the balls early, so to give his other two players time to shoot.
Yes, as we see the highlights from Barberfield Stadium, and Jose, Caps United could go on to win this league title.
Yeah, I mean, Caps United are serious contenders. I think if anyone ignored Caps United this season, I think it's at your own peril. Because Caps United right now are showing the signs and lifting up their hand and saying, guys, we are part of the league title story. And they want to determine that it goes to Caps United headquarters.
That's right. Well, the last we heard from from Rufaro Stadium in Biles, it was still goalless. So that means Caps United stretch their lead at the top as the action comes to us from Barberfield Stadium. Yes, we saw KC Kudzichi Guida with making it 1-0 for Caps United, and before Dominic Njaliwa made it 2-0, and then of course Highlanders skipper Darlington Mkuli pulling one back, and it could have been 2-2, but that one, the effort from Mvelo Koza came off at the right upright post. It would have been 2-2, but Caps United hung on. They are now on 22 points. They stretch their lead. Well, beg your pardon. Congratulations to all you Makepe fans out there. Do celebrate, and tough luck to you Highlanders supporters. You can always get it right the next time. That's just about it. Just leaves me to thank our two experts, the man from Werder Bremen, that's Uche. Achiford Mundava, it's always good when you're around, Uche.
Always good, like you're saying, legendary. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good day, Zimbabwe.
Right, and of course, the man from the COP, Liverpool fanatical supporter, Joseph Kadi. I will look forward to see you again.
We'll see you next time, Shane. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
That's right. And thank you once again for being with us as we continue the live coverage of the Zimbabwe Football Premiership. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. From everyone from the ZBC TV sports crew, fronted by our producers, Bevan Shinrai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.
Hello, viewers, and thank you for joining us on another exciting episode of Crime and Road Safe to Watch. We are bringing you this week's program from the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair in Bulawayo, where the Zimbabwe Public Police was exhibiting, showcasing to members of the public our services and operations. I'm your host, Vanessa Sibanda. The Commissioner General of Police, Stephen Mutamba, and the Commissioner of Botswana Police Service, Dina Marate, led the two police services delegation at the 5th session of the Zimbabwe-Botswana Binational Commission, which was in Harare. The police services are part of senior government officials from both countries who participated in the Binational Commission meetings. Moving on to Masvingo Province, police in Chiredzi arrested 4 accused persons for armed robbery cases. Let us hear more from ZRP Masvingo Provincial Spokesperson, Inspector Kudakwashe Dewa.
During the period extending from January 2026 to April 2026, the police in Nkwasini, Chiredzi, and Triangle were receiving various reports of robbery cases which were being perpetrated by some accused persons. The police received a tip-off to the effect that the suspect had been seen at a certain business center, that is Colin Gweme, aged 28, and Probit Njanjure, aged 24. The police made a follow-up to the accused persons. The accused persons were arrested at their places of residence. They were interrogated, leading to the arrest of 2 other accused persons, that is Farais Varose, aged 59, and Chibaro, aged 28. All these accused persons are from Chiredzi. The accused persons were targeting business people and those into cattle buying, and they were targeting property including solar panels, motor vehicles, groceries, cell phones, and other electronic gadgets, as well as bicycles. After their arrest, the police managed to recover various groceries, various cell phones, solar panels, solar batteries, and other accessories. They also managed to recover 3 bicycles and a Nissan Caravan, which had been buried underneath a pit at one of the accused persons' plot. The value stolen is yet to be established, and currently the complainants are in the process of verifying their properties. Apparently, so far we have 14 complainants who have been identified and are being invited to identify their properties. We want to thank the Chiredzi community for coming up with valuable tips that has led to the arrests and the recovery of the property. We urge other communities to emulate that good gesture within Masvingo province.
Now in Manicaland province, police is appealing for information which may lead to the arrest of 1 accused person who is wanted in connection with attempted murder cases. Let us hear more from ZRP Manicaland Province Acting Spokesperson, Assistant Inspector Chinyoka.
Zimbabwe Republic Police is appealing for information which may lead to the arrest of the accused person in connection with a case of attempted murder which he committed on 18 April 2026. Circumstances are that the suspect by the name Francis Makuma Magariano, aged 30, of Mabrupa village, under Chief Muusha Chimaniman, who is believed to have recently returned from South Africa, shot 3 victims using a firearm. The 3 victims are currently admitted at Chipinge District Hospital where they are receiving treatment. On the following day, the vehicle with which the accused person was using was found dumped at the Vimba area in Chimanimani area. We are appealing for information from members of the public, and anyone with information and whereabouts of the accused person can contact ZRP National Complaints Desk on 0242 703631 or WhatsApp line on 0712 800 197. We encourage members of the public to solve domestic disputes amicably and not resorting to violence.
We'll take a short break. Join us in the second segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch.
Another chance nyachela mpincha
ndakatwa example inini ndikatongwa kunzi mhosva yako iyi yakadai saka inini wondodzoka futi to the same society kuti guys wherever you are stop gambling because in addiction the earlier the better. ini ndakanonoka.
Mutambo unotambwa unosika ndege.
Madrugs.
Wakashata unaumira zvakanaka.
Nyakshela Mpincha.
We're in the second segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch. Thank you for staying with us. Police in Harare have impounded over 200 vehicles following the launch of an operation aimed at restoring order on the roads.
We have taken note that 3/4 of the disorder that is happening in the CBD is as a result of these mshikashika vehicles. So as Harare province, we have taken a stance this time, a serious stance, to launch a robust operation to make sure these vehicles are arrested. That's why you see we have got over 200 mishikashika that we have arrested within a period of 2 days that we have started this operation. So what we are telling members of the public or the citizens is that these vehicles that we have arrested, we are not going to release them up until they have satisfied various sections and requirements of the Road Traffic Act. Some of these violations include registering itself. You know that carrying passengers with vehicles which are not registered is a criminal offense under the Road Traffic Act. And this is the chief violation which these vehicles that you are seeing are doing. The other thing is that these vehicles are contributing to 3/4 of our offenses in the CBD, to include road traffic accidents. There are top chief among them vehicles which are driving recklessly within the CBD. So in this operation, we also want the owners, before they clear them, to give a narrative and account for each and every dent which appears on their vehicles as required by the Road Traffic Act. In most cases, when these violators of Mshikashika, the vehicles and the owners are arrested, they've got a tendency of norm drop. I want to reiterate that the police organization is a police that has got principles, and it's a police that doesn't support corruption. It's a police organization that has got ethics in terms of performance of our duties and responsibilities. So we want to warn those who are going to be arrested that they should not name drop, that after being arrested they now say, no, this vehicle belongs to this senior officer, this vehicle belongs to this officer. And we want to reiterate that if we come across something like that, then we will not take that for granted, and we investigate. And anyone who is going to be found that they are doing name dropping, then they are going to face the wrath of law.
We now move on to this week's road safety segment. Let us hear more from the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe.
This past week, the halls of the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, ZITF 2026, were alive with the hum of innovation. From the gleaming machinery of our mining sector to the vibrant displays of our agricultural prowess, the message was clear: Zimbabwe is open, expanding, and ready to lead. But as we stood among the stalls and handshakes, we had to confront a fundamental truth that often goes unspoken. Trade moves on wheels. Whether it is mineral leaving our mines for global markets or fresh produce destined for the SADC region, every cent of our national trade relies on the integrity of our road network. At the Traffic Safety Council Zimbabwe exhibition stand, our mission was to bridge the gap between economic ambition and highway reality. We are not just talking about traffic lights and speed limits. We are talking about an economic imperative. When a commercial vehicle is involved in a crash, the tragedy is immediate, but the economic impact ripples outward for months. We often view road crashes as isolated bad luck, but in the world of trade, they are a systematic failure. Every road crash results in immediate downtime. When a truck stalls or overturns, it is not just a vehicle out of commission. It's a broken contract, a lost shipment, and a ripple effect that can stall a factory floor or empty a retail shelf hundreds of kilometers away. We often talk about GDP in terms of numbers, but GDP is driven by people. When we lose a skilled long-haul driver or a young entrepreneur in a road crash, we are losing the very architects of our future. These are specialists who take years to train. Their loss is an irreplaceable hit to our national skill set. Now let's talk about the financial drain. Global statistics show that road crashes cost nations between 3% and 5% of their GDP. In the Zimbabwean context, this is not just a statistic, it's a hidden tax on every business. Reducing road carnage is not just a moral goal, it is a direct investment in our national wealth. Imagine what that 5% could do if reinvested into infrastructure, healthcare, or technology. This year saw a record number of exhibitors at the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, signaling a massive surge in trade volume. But with more trade comes more pressure on our highways. We cannot allow our growth to be cannibalized by preventable disasters. During this year's fair, the Traffic Safety Council Zimbabwe focused on corporate road safety, calling on business leaders to move beyond basic compliance. We are inviting you to partner with us through 3 critical pillars. Number 1, defensive driver training. We want every commercial driver to be more than a laborer. They must be a road safety champion. Defensive driving is the difference between a near miss and a national headline. It's about proactive risk management at the steering wheel. Number 2, fleet policy integration. Safety cannot be an afterthought found in a dusty manual. It must be a key performance indicator. If your logistics are judged solely on speed and not on safety records, you are incentivizing risk. We want to see safety integrated into the very DNA of corporate bonuses and performance reviews. Number 3, technology adoption. We are in 2026. The tools at our disposal are incredible. From telematics that track driver fatigue to speed monitoring systems that provide real-time data. Technology is the shield that protects both the driver and the investment. We encourage every fleet owner to view this technology not as an expense, but as an insurance policy for their bottom line. As we look towards the horizon of Zimbabwe's economic future, let us be known not just for the volume of what we produce, but for the excellence with which we deliver it. Trade excellence is impossible without road safety. Let us ensure that our products reach their destinations intact, that our supply chains remain unbroken, and most importantly, that every worker who sets out on our roads returns home to their family. We say, safety first, there's no second chance.
We take another short break. Join us in the third and final segment.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly something shifts. Moving from someday to now. Women are not honored in time. They are woven through it, shaping every story, every voice, every breath. We are because she is, and because tomorrow they will be.
We're in the third and final segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch. Thank you for staying with us. ZLP Suburban District, together with members of the Crime Liaison Committee, jointly held a campaign at Marlborough residential suburb, where residents have been affected by a series of armed robbery cases.
What we are discussing today is urgent, as it concerns our safety, your homes, and your families. Ladies and gentlemen, the neighboring community is under attack. Criminals are operating in this area. They are robbing homes, schools, churches. A lot of valuables are being stolen and lost. And in some instances, we are losing life. Property worth thousands of dollars have been stolen. They use crowbars, iron bars, and stones. They scale drawers, attack security guards, and use whatever they find within these premises. In some cases, guards are tied up using shoelaces, wires, or other materials, and their cell phones are taken. This matter has escalated to a point where lives are now at risk. As the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we want to assure residents that this matter is receiving full attention. There is a deep concern at command level, and decisive action is already underway. Patrols have been increased. Stop and search operations have been intensified. Police visibility has been enhanced across all affected areas. No effort will be spared until these criminals are brought to justice. There is a strong reason to believe that the suspects may be residing within the community. As investigations are closing in, cooperation from residents is very essential. We are urging you to help identify them, report any suspicious individuals or unusual activities in your neighborhood. Swift reporting is very critical. Reports can be made to neighboring police station on landline 0242 305 651 or Harare operations on 0242 again 748 836. All information will be treated with strict confidentiality. Let me emphasize this clearly. Hiding, harboring, or supporting or failing to report criminals is a dangerous offense. The law will take its course against everyone involved. Those who protect criminals will face same consequences as the offenders. Unity within the community is now critical. We are urging you to form and actively participate in neighborhood watch committees in every street and corner of Meborin. These communities are effective. They promote vigilance. They improve communication. They allow quick sharing of information. They help monitor movements and coordinate responses.
Ndichikuudza maresidents muno makaterera imiwe mishikashika musina kurejesta ndimwi munohaiwa namatsotsi ari kutipindira mudzimba saka hondo iri kuuya kumishikashika muno kana kusina kurejesta. Mushikashika ngaudini ngaurejestwe tobata pamwe chete. Nyaya inoita kumapurisa ndeyekuti ukaziva chokwadi uchigara nacho uchiti ndimai mangena ukaurayirwa mwana wako uchavataka. Saka usatarira chakaipa. Zvichida munhu ari kutinetsa hama yako uri kumupa pekugara. Asi ndinoti dzotanga izvi makumi azvokazvo achadzoka pauri achadzoka pandiri. Ngatirambe takabatana nemapurisa. Hatipedzi nyaya tiri toga. Havapedzi nyaya vari voga mapurisa vanopedza nesu.
In other news, the Zimbabwe Republic Police exhibited at the just ended Zimbabwe International Trade Fair in Bulawayo under the theme Innovative Policing in Support of Connected Economies and Competitive Industries. Here are some of the highlights of the exhibition.
Behind me there is a newly acquired speedboat by the name of Interceptor 22. Right, it has a speed of up to 100 kilometers per hour. In terms of knots, it can travel 55 knots. Right, we are advising people about the importance of this newly acquired speedboat. It has come in handy in the sense that we can now intercept even criminals who will be crossing our water bodies. And also, as we police our water bodies, we are able to give assurance to the tourists who will be enjoying boat cruise. As they return to their respective countries, they will speak about Zimbabwe in good light. So in that vein, we are supporting tourism.
We are creating a conducive environment such that every business can be conducted in a peaceful environment. We understand that as the Zimbabwe River Police, for every business to strive, there should be peace and tranquility. And we are running with the mantra of the President of Zimbabwe being an upper middle income economy by 2030.
Innovation and engagement were the names of the game at this year's Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. Standing out amongst the crowd, the Zimbabwe Republic Police earned top honors, being named the best Zimbabwean public enterprise exhibit for our impressive and informative display. It is now time for people on the police wanted list. ZRP Beitbridge Urban is looking for Vilaphi Ndlovu of house number 1010 medium density, Beitbridge, for a case of murder. Panashe Cheka of 655 Newstands, Beitbridge, is wanted by ZRP Beitbridge Urban for a case of rape. Simbarashe Andrew, age 26, of ZRP Old Camp, Beitbridge, is wanted by ZRP Beitbridge Urban for a case of rape. Anyone with information that may assist in the location of any of these wanted persons, feel free to visit any nearest police establishment or contact us on the following details. Call us on our National Complaints Desk number 0242 703 631. You can also chat with us on our WhatsApp number 0712 800 197. Visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. You can also link with us on our email, that is feedback@zrp.gov.zw. Interact with us on our X platform at Police Zimbabwe and on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. You can also watch all Crime and Road Safety Watch episodes on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. It has been a pleasure having you along. From me, Onesisa Sibanda, and the Crime and Road Safety Watch crew behind the scenes, pleasant viewing.
Searches for inspiration and innovation in all areas of popular culture, from fashion and design through to architecture, art, food, and travel. The focus is on outstanding individuals doing extraordinary things on the African continent. The show presents creatives in their home nations, visiting renowned designers, musicians, architects who are leaving their mark on the young continent. Join me, your host, Rugarem Duhani, as we take a round trip across Africa and get to be inspired, motivated, and future-oriented. iAfrica, celebrating the African story.
Welcome to this segment of iAfrica, and once again I am joined by another inspirational, phenomenal woman who's got amazing stories to tell. Like, she was just blowing my mind. Her name is Siobhan Cleary, and she is an Irish director, producer and writer. Hello Siobhan.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, and oh my gosh, welcome to Zimbabwe.
Yeah, thank you. Oh gosh, it's such a pleasure to be here. It's always my dream to come to Africa. Yeah, really, but to be in Zimbabwe, it's just, oh, it's unbelievable.
Enjoying
I
the
cannot
sun.
believe that I'm in this fantastic country. And thank you. I'm so happy to be here, and it's such a pleasure for you to invite me to this interview. Thank you.
Now, I want to start off with your roles. Can you break down your roles as a director, a producer, and writer in the words of Siobhan, not the textbook ones?
Well, I think the thing is that I'm how I would also see myself as an independent filmmaker.
Okay.
So I think actually I'm the original kind of multi-skilled.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, director, producer. In other words, you know, I can film, I can shoot, I can edit. And I think the thing is that when you make what I do, which is political documentaries, you know, you don't want to just wait to be commissioned.
Yeah.
And of course, I have had the privilege of having really great commissions from Channel 4 UK and other broadcasters. But in these days of the digital revolution, it's so important, you know, that we just go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Because I think the voices of women, and especially the voices around climate change and, you know, this world that we live in that needs so much more positive energy and activism and contribution in order for us to actually change and build it. You know, this is also what independent filmmaking is about, really, which is that you actually just make it, you do it, you film it.
Yes.
And I think there are so many fantastic people across the world at this moment who just go out, shoot, pick up their phone, upload it.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that, again, you know, when it comes to directing and producing and writing, yeah, if we could talk about it in a kind of way which is how we see it as a profession, is together, get budgets together, and be able to film with bigger crews, as well as like individually and independently. So that's what I would say to anybody watching at this moment. What's the difference? Because I still believe in what's so critical is that it's about expression, it's about having something to say, but it's also very much within different communities and different groups of people getting out there and putting those voices out into the world.
Well, you're here attending the International Images Film Festival for Women, and you've got a film that you're showing, as well as you're doing a masterclass.
Yeah.
Can you take us through what you are intending to pour into the Zimbabwean filmmakers that are coming to hear you, to take from your wisdom?
Yeah, but it's so fantastic to be with such an incredible network of African women filmmakers. And I think what's really amazing about this festival, which has been going now for 22 years, is the energy and the perspective behind this festival. And I am part of I would consider myself not only like a director, but I see myself as a feminist and a feminist filmmaker. And for me, that's very important, you know, because my network across the world is a network which is looking very much at a priority around women's voices and women's stories. And that's exactly what this festival is about. It's about promoting the voices of women, promoting the images of women. And we still have, you know, within both the industry and independent, you know, in the film industry, the problem that we have is that women are not represented. Women's stories are still not commissioned, not only in Africa, but across the world. You know, in Ireland, we have the same problems. Women are underemployed, underrepresented. You know, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to employment and commissioning, it's still, even right up to Hollywood, primarily men that are actually commissioned. And that's not just you know, that's actually to do with, it's not that there aren't the women there are. And more, for example, women are coming up with their stories. We're breaking through, you know, for example, this festival has a range of incredible women filmmakers that are films that are going to be screened. And I think it's very important. The to be here, and I'm really privileged and proud to be here to be part of this festival in Zimbabwe, because I think this is a very powerful network of women, and whose voices, are very... Okay, we'll just wait 1 second. Maybe that's a good point to cut anyway.